Oh, not yet, not yet. Now we're live. You
Somebody there? Help, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. My name's Justin and I can't get out. Gonna do the whole show in the mask?
Please do. Please do the whole show in the mask.
You know, I could put this on?
Yeah.
How's that?
Perfect.
Right,
I mean, I could not ask for a better co-host, first of all.
I just want to see how hard it is to take off. This is the second time I've put this on ever.
Is that the new one or the old one?
No, this is the old one. They're the same, though. It's just a repaint.
Oh, okay. I thought it was remolded.
This is actually pretty tough.
Has it got magnets on it?
Yeah, holy shit.
So,
oh my goodness.
So it's the same legit problem.
This is, oh my god. Oh gee, there we go. Ugh. Okay, that's actually harder than I thought. I wanted to make sure Justin wasn't just being a pansy last week. Okay. At least it didn't take me as long. I probably would have started getting like claustrophobic or something, but okay.
Oh, I had to send that to the boys. I had to send that to the boys.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I couldn't. So it gets hot
I want
in
to
there.
Look at you with my own eyes.
I could not imagine. I don't even know how to get this part off.
Well, even Darth Vader needed help getting the mask off, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Without Luke, he couldn't have gotten that mask off.
I actually feel bad for Justin. I could not imagine being stuck in this thing for like 2 or 3 minutes. That was actually bad right there. Like having this on for
just those like less than a minute.
Yeah, I'm like feel like I'm starting to sweat. This thing is hot. But yeah, I have the Empire Strikes Back version, or the original version they did, and the new one is just like they did the new lenses, and then it's just the same exact thing.
I thought they remolded the neck part to be like a little different.
No, I think they might have made it. I think they just made it gunmetal. I'm pretty sure it's the same. That's why I was like I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy it since it was pretty much the same. I think they just made it the gunmetal color. The neck might be longer on it though. I'm not sure.
I think the neck is long. I thought they said something about the neck being longer.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Well, hi everybody. We have 3 people watching and our Patreon sponsored watchers. How's it going? Yeah. We got Wilbon wanting to see Zach in his own eyes. I have my camera with a mind of its own that's going to continuously zoom in and out for some reason.
Yeah, look, this is actually like,
yeah,
like you have to like seriously pull to get this thing off, and it just like snaps real good
because it's a magnet.
Yeah, there's like magnets under it. So like Justin's first time putting it on and then getting stuck like that is like
you just gotta take it from the back and just like rip it and like
just, like what I did. I just kind of like yanked it, and
you gotta manhandle that.
And that was the second time I've ever put it on. Since I put it on day 1 and I walked in on my wife working, like just to surprise her that I bought it. And then it's been on the shelf ever since.
Honey, I spent $120.
So I will never put this thing on again, I promise.
That's fair. That's
going
fair.
Back on the shelf.
Ethan is also in chat. How's it going, Ethan? Now, did you go in wearing nothing but the helmet? Because that's what I would do. That's the kind of thing that I would pull.
I should have done that, but no, I was wearing clothing items, unfortunately.
Oh, no. So,
unfortunately for her, I was dressed. So.
There you go. You know, every woman's fantasy is being seduced by Darth Vader.
Hell yeah, that's my fantasy. What are you talking about?
Well, I said your fantasy is different from every... Most guys have that Princess Leia gold bikini fantasy, which... Would you call it a gold bikini? Is that the majority of the color? Like, I feel like it's not.
I feel like that's more the trim, right?
Right. Exactly. Anyways, I'm colorblind, so what do I know about colors? That's like if you asked a random guy, but yeah, that's my Star Wars fantasy. But no, Zach's like, Darth Vader helmet.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Hang on. I forgot about my light. That's too bright. Hang on.
You'll have to forgive Zach, people on Patreon.
Carry the show.
This is his first day in his new room, which is the same room.
That's too hot of a light. Let me turn it down.
Hi, Robert Henry. How's it going? So we're just getting the kinks out. We're getting kinky. We're showing off our kinks and then also getting the kinks out.
Yes. Okay, there we go. That's
you got
better.
it? You're good?
Yeah, that's better.
You good? Okay.
New setup. I got
it
new
looks good.
desk.
Yeah.
New wall. So I'm actually anxious or like nervous because you know how like whenever you open up a new like wall for figures, but now like this is spoken for, the back wall is spoken for. Once this is out,
that's it.
That's it. I'm like having kind of anxiety about
like what do you do?
Like once this is full, which I know it will be, because that's where mostly my 3D prints, you know, are gonna go. Like what do I do? I'm kind of nervous about that, you know, kind of little anxiety there. So, you know, it's like space is finite. You know, I'm starting to.
You have to start making decisions like I have, where maybe you don't display everything you own.
Yeah, true. Or maybe I think before I put a Star Wars figure in a box, I'll just start selling my Marvel Legends. Like I'll keep the Spideys.
Yeah.
But some of those MCU guys, like, you know.
Remember when you got so into MCU, you're like, I'm getting all the MCU. I love the MCU. And now you're like, well, if I'm out of space, I'm gonna get rid of my MCU.
Yeah, if I run out of space, the MCU can go.
That's the first to go.
Honestly, like I love the helmets. You know, I love my helmets, but those can. If I run out of space, I need figures space. Those can get the chopping.
Okay, so it's Marvel Legends and then helmets for you. For me, I already got rid of Power Rangers. Like I have my Mighty Morphin on the shelf, and that's it. That no more. I don't have any more Power Rangers on my shelf.
Oh wow, so they're all put up.
I have X-Men for Marvel Legends, and I haven't actually set up the bottom 3 shelves of this shelf over here yet. I just kind of redid it all, and I haven't decided what goes there. But I know it's not Power Rangers. And then I sort of spread out things back here, and I did get. I don't know if I showed these off. I did get these new lights that have shelves on them.
They have shelves on them?
Yeah, so it's like a lamp, and then there's like a shelf, and then shelf. So I have like Mythic Legions.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I got 2 of those. So I have one here, and then I have one on the other side of my room. I figured if I have to have lamps, why not turn your lamps into shelves? That's efficient.
Pretty smart.
And I have one more space right here on the side of my desk if I want to get another one. They're like $40 on Amazon, so it's not like expensive or anything.
That's not bad. And I can't decide, like, so I have, like I said, this wall, and then I still have this wall, and there's probably, you know, there's probably a good, like, 4 feet here from my desk to the wall.
I see your lightsabers. You know what you need? Just go get those command hooks that they use for mops. Works super well.
Well, look what I showed you. That's a good idea. But where are they at? I have 2 of these. I just got them on Amazon.
Oh, okay. Or you just kind of post them to the wall.
You kind of put them in the wall. But honestly, I bought these probably a year ago, maybe more.
And you still haven't done it.
And I just haven't gotten around to it because it's a good thing I didn't, because whenever I had one less shelf on the back wall. I was gonna put one on each side, but I'm glad I didn't, because I added, you added a shelf. So it's probably better that I waited.
Yeah, when it comes to like hanging stuff like that, like actually drilling things into walls, I'll do it, but I have to like work myself up to it, or pay someone to do it, just because I just don't have the willpower sometimes to try to hang things, because I kind of suck at it.
Yeah.
But command hooks I can do super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Command hooks are like, I mean, a 5-year-old could do a command hook.
100%. I have no issue doing a command hook. So someone sent me a link to their room, I guess, walkthrough, and then that's how he had his lightsabers displayed. I was like, that's smart. That's smart right there. Yeah.
Maybe I'll just do that instead, because you can just like wipe off that sticky.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Instead of having a hole in the wall.
And they hold the blade super well. Like it's made to hold that exact shape.
Yeah,
that's what they're made for.
So I can't decide if like I want to do like an L, because I was looking at this really nice L shape, like corner shelves where there's on each side, and then I could put another shelf or two on the left of that for this wall. Or should I get like, I kind of want to do like a 3D printer setup right here, so it's not in the regular basement and it's in here, you know, but then that limits shelf space. So I don't know. We'll see. Like, it's a work in progress. So
cool. Well, thanks for giving us a little tour through your room as you're changing. You could just 3D print yourself a new room, like 3D print yourself some shelves.
I probably could. Yeah, I could do something like that. It might take 3 years, but you know. Might as well. You know, might as well try.
Why not? Just give it a shot. See what happens.
For sure. Well, I am ready for the... I'm just now kind of catching up on our chat, and Ethan put Kinky Cantina. Jesus Christ.
We were getting kinky. What kind of... I mean, he was pretty accurate.
That is true.
Oh, let me bring up my notes. I guess... Close out all my Pokemon notes here. I have been playing so much Pokemon.
Which
the Violet. I have Violet of the Violet Scarlet ones, but like I don't know. Like my wife. I'll talk about this now before we start because I don't want to talk about it on the thing. But last Friday night. Yeah, my wife's sister called her. She's had a baby, and they're having a lot of issues, like health issues with the baby thing. It was like a little, it was like premature things like that. So Lily's like, I'm gonna fly up there, like help them like they need a third person basically to help them out because they were taking care of the baby, but they didn't have any time for themselves, like feeding themselves, cleaning up, things like that, and it was wearing on them. So Lily was up there from Saturday until last night, basically. I picked her up from the airport at midnight last night. So I haven't watched like any TV shows I've usually watched together. And I've pretty much done nothing but play Pokemon while she was gone. So my Pokedex
it's not a bad way to spend it.
Honestly, it's not. I had so many things like I should have been doing, like editing other YouTube videos that I've filmed and things like that. But I don't know. I have the house to myself. I'm just going to sit on the couch, be surrounded by my cats, and see how high I can get this Pokedex. And
there you go.
And that's what I did. That was how I spent
a good time.
My whole weekend. Yeah, I had a good time. Okay. Well, hi there. You're listening to Black Series Cantina. We are on episode 37. That's weird.
Quite a bit.
That's quite a bit. I'm your co-host Mike, and with me as always is my co-host Zach. Say hi, Zach.
Hello there. Glad to be here again.
I said say hi.
Hi everyone. Thanks for coming back.
All right. Yeah. It's starting off on the new year, and last year we had Rancor stuff to talk about, and like we really don't have any. There's not a lot going on.
Yeah, I think we still got a pretty good show though for the listeners.
We do. No, we do. Don't turn us off just yet. We have things to talk about, but it's weeks like this that I'm glad that we only record every other week instead of weekly, because it can get a little not
slow.
Much, but less slow. Yeah, there we go.
But a lot of times it's nice not to have like a bunch of figure reveals and news, because we can talk about.
We have other things to talk about.
Things. Yeah, we can talk about older figures. We can talk about, just some rumors maybe, or we can banter about our previous episode or the podcast in general.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, I loved having the Shill Squad on the last episode, but I think
it's always the best.
I think 5 people is too many people for a podcast.
It's a lot of voices.
It's a lot of voices. It's also really tough on my computer having 5 separate audio tracks. I don't know. Like my computer was struggling with last week's episode.
True.
Or the last episode with editing it. So I mean, I need a new computer. This one's from 2017, but also it was a lot. And we probably won't do 5 again.
Yeah, so but this year we'll bring them back on like separately, like Lance Peter Luke separately, and then
maybe just Justin and just Lance Peter Luke and you and not me, and you guys can have a 3D print, and Justin can cry about his 3D printing woes.
Low blow, man! Shots fired.
Well, he gets stuck in a helmet, and then he can't 3D print. Like I just gotta kick him while he's down.
And he got COVID, so he's been dead.
And he got COVID, so days. Yeah, who even knows if he'll be alive?
Jeez, yeah. So go to the upcoming Out of the Basement live stream to go kick Justin while he's down.
Yeah. Well, what do we got? We always start with what, final editions?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go.
You'll go first. Yeah,
I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first. Let me for the people watching, and that is a subtle plug for the people saying there's people watching, and you can watch too if you're listening to this and you're like, I wonder what these guys look like and what they're holding up looks like. You can join our Patreon, the Black Series Cantina Patreon, and you can see these video recorded instead of just listening to the dulcet tones of our voice. So
for only $5 a month.
Yeah. That's it. $5 a month. That's like $2.50 an episode. It's barely anything.
Yeah. So I'll start off with, I finished up, well, I guess I don't have the whole wave yet, but I got Ayla Secura.
Oh, you secured Ayla Secura? I
secured Ayla Secura. So I wish they would have put new legs on her, but I understand why they didn't.
Yeah, 100%. Like, she doesn't need it, but it would have been nice if she had it.
Yeah, because I'm having a little bit of issues getting her like to stand nice and sturdy. Like her right ankle on mine isn't the best.
I had to put Kiki Fix Loose joint on the ankles on mine. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very nice figure, but new legs would have really helped. But from the torso up, it's absolutely fabulous. There's
She's
really
fantastic.
Nice,
yeah,
there's really nice texture on her brown leather. Like
she's got great arm movement. Yeah,
arm movement's great. I need to get her in a better pose. I wanted to get her in that pose where she's holding a saber like above her head. How Shooting the Galaxy has her in the promo shots, but just haven't really been able to mess around with her too much. But great figure. I do really like her. I'm glad. She definitely wouldn't be in my top 10 of 2022. And I doubt she'll be in my 2023 top 10.
She was not in my top 10 for 2022 because I got her. Yeah. I got her in December. Yeah,
it's the legs. The other than that, the figure is great. But what I can almost guarantee will be in my 2023 top 10 since I got him mid-January, Miggs Mayfield.
I told you.
This dude. It's kind of. I feel like. People are kind of sleeping on this one because it's in the same wave as Darth Maul, Grand Inquisitor.
Banger. He was. I think he was my number 4 for the whole year, and he's an absolute banger of a figure.
Yeah, just look at the backpack gun. Like this thing is amazing. What really like sets it apart is the blasters on the chest in the holster. Yeah.
No, they did a great job. He's a little G.I. Joe-esque, but I dig it.
Yeah, and that's just what the character is.
No, it's great. No, it's what the character looks like. Yeah.
I like the texture on the boots, like the top of the boots. There's some detail there. But yeah, his shirt is pretty shiny. Like I don't know if you can tell. Maybe I can try to focus
it's a little shiny. Yeah. How's the face on yours? I didn't think mine was all that shiny. I feel like they've been getting better at it.
This is actually a nice matte face on for the Miggs Mayfield. So very impressive figure. Like I feel like I'm not sure how it was in the show, but his side holsters are just absolutely huge for the blasters he comes with. So I'm not sure if in the show they're kind of overly sized too, but if it is, then good on Hasbro for making it accurate, even though they're just like ginormous, even though his blasters are tiny. I also got the Jedi Ruins Boba Fett that you got. whole year ago.
A long time ago from Papa Gordon, Canada. Yeah, that is my favorite of the deluxe newer Boba Fett.
Oh, absolutely. I like this one a lot better than the one where he repaints it. So yeah, this one's very cool. It's just hard I thought it was going to be black.
No, it's like more of a dark brown. Yeah,
it's more of a dark brown, similar to the other one.
Yeah, I would like to have the Book of Boba Fett version. As Boba Fetted out as we are, I feel like we just really need to get that, the regular pants Book of Boba Fett.
The tights,
version of this figure, the tights.
With nice black tights.
Yeah. And listen, Hasbro, if he came with a throne, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I understand if he doesn't. Like, I get it, but it would be cool if he did.
I'm kind of debating just go ahead and getting that SH Figuarts one that comes with it. It's like $90 for that, and the figure looks pretty nice.
Just 3D print you someone's made one. Just 3D print one.
I'm not sure if Luke has one. Maybe somebody else does.
I feel like there are more people out there that
I know. But I'd have
as great as Lance Peter Luke is, as fantastic as he is,
that is true.
And his stuff is incredible. He's not the only person out there making stuff.
That's true, but I'd have to paint it and make it look good. SH Figuarts, they kind of do
absolutely.
that, you know. And also, I'm kind of worried they're not going to do that for a long time since they just released 2 of these. They could have.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah.
It would have been a lot better if they just did this one and then the other one we have, just kind of hold off on that one.
Hold on. Wilbon says he got one from Etsy. Wilbon, how much was it on Etsy? Speaking of Etsy, I do have a fine edition. So
you do have one.
Yeah, I do have one. So, but let us know, Wilbon, whenever this catches up to you in the chat, how much it cost.
Put the link in the chat.
Yeah.
And check
Anyways,
this
what else you got? Oh, did you find that?
Oh, check out that price.
So for the people listening, he got a phase one clone trooper. They are showing up at Ross right now for $4.99.
$4.99. Insane. I almost missed it too. I was literally walking down the toy aisles, up and down, and then there was like a side toy aisle where I looked in the aisle. It was like bare bones, and I was like, it's definitely not in that aisle. And I was like, I might as well just walk down there and anyway, just in case. And then I walked like 60% way down the aisle, turned around, and as I was turning, it was just standing right there on the corner of the shelf. And I was insanely surprised that I found it. I did go to another Ross in the area in my city looking for it, but I didn't find it, unfortunately.
I have like within a half-hour driving distance, I have like 4 Rosses I can go to, and I've done that a couple times because they'll get like high-end toys for cheap, like the Asajj Ventress Black Series lightsabers were showing up there. They've had like really expensive like Masterpiece Transformers showing up there. So I've done my share of driving from Ross to Ross to see if they have any, and it's always a mess. Like their toy aisle. I mean, and I don't blame them. Yeah. They don't have like an outfit for shelves, like pegs really and stuff like that. They don't get boxes of stuff they can just set on pegs like
and it's not orderly. They don't have like barcodes under it where it's orderly.
Absolutely
it's just
not.
They just throw it on the shelf.
Yeah, there's some underpaid worker just throws stuff on a shelf, and it's like the Wild West. Just trying to like pick through it.
But a phase 1 clone trooper for $5. I only found one. It looked like they only had one, but I didn't care how much they had. I would have cleaned them out, and I would have built a whole squad.
For $5
so
for sure.
For $5, I would clean.
That's the same one I got at the sale at the comic shop for $15, and I thought that was a good sale.
And that is $20 is a pretty solid deal for it.
For sure. So, yeah.
Speaking of Lance Peter Luke, I do have a couple of 3D printed items I want to show off.
Yeah.
I successfully finished the Darth Vader operating table.
That looks so good.
And I did the look at that nice bronze paint job.
Yeah, you did that. You did a really good job with that. Yeah. And the black too.
On the black, I just kind of brush it. When you look at it straight on, I couldn't get it the paintbrush all the way down. through it to get the gray on the bottom.
I think it looks better with the gray on the bottom. I think it looks more like vents.
At an angle, you know, which I'll probably display it at an angle, you know, you can't really see the gray.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, it looks good.
And it's fully operational. I can lay it down.
Yeah.
Lay it down, stand it up.
That's great. Look at that.
I also
good job.
Appreciate it. That was like one of the big ones I really, really want to do. Why I got into 3D printing. The other one is what I'm working on now, which I will tease in a second. But I also printed. I'm gonna have to take my camera. So, well, I can probably do this one without moving it. So I don't have the full stage, but I do have the bottom for it.
Just the actual stage part.
The actual stage part. And I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do the arc that goes behind it.
Honestly, I feel like just the stage is enough, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of like it just like this, but we'll see. I might eventually do it. I just kind of, like, I printed this, and then I was like, all right, I'm ready to move on to the project I'm working on currently.
Real quick, Wilbon said that the throne was $40 painted from Etsy.
Oh, wow.
So not bad.
That's an insane deal.
I would gladly pay someone $40.
Oh, easy.
For that, without me having to work for it.
So I'm going to attempt to do this real fast. I'm going to move my mic this way so I can talk while looking at the set.
Yeah.
But, so, we're experimenting here. I got to move and grab my camera. Because I don't really have a great place to set this, so I just had to put it up here. So for those looking, I have 3 full walls of the Tana 4. This is really hard.
Look at that setup. That looks so good.
I wish I could get a little closer, but you can see it like on Instagram and TikTok or whatever. I haven't posted the 3 walls yet, but I did post the 2 walls. And then it does have the gray floor and then a door that slides. So yeah, there's my Tana 4. I'm only gonna go 3 walls wide right now, anyways. So yeah, that's all my fine additions. I will say the next project I'm working on is, here's a tease for the Patreon visual members. Here's just like a stair for it. Yeah, that's my next project. I'm not gonna reveal fully what it is, but there's a stairs for it.
I mean, it looks like a carbonite freezing chamber.
You don't know that. That is not what it is.
I'm just saying that's what it looks like. I didn't say that's what it was.
But that would be sick if it was. Okay, that's all. So now I'm going to send it to you for...
Oh,
you have some fine subtractions, maybe?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Part of my New Year's resolution was to not spend so much money on toys. And part of that, yeah, I know. I'm not getting out of collecting or anything, but I'm being more cognizant of how much I'm spending. Like last year, I literally I didn't care. I was adding it up. I have a spreadsheet here called Toys in 2022. It got... Wait, nope, that's not right. I think I went through April, and man, I think I got as far as $3,000 in like 3 or 4 months. Like it was kind of disgusting. It was kind of disgusting. So yeah, it was a lot, and and it doesn't feel like a lot when you're doing it, because it's like $30 here, $50 here, $20 here, or a wave of figures for $200 or whatever. I was buying full cases and things like that, and I got to the point where like I was looking back at how much I was actually displaying on my shelves, and it's not like there wasn't anything to buy. I've seen a bunch of stuff on shelves that I don't own. I'm like, man, I'll pick it up and I'm fully intended to buy it. And I think, am I going to display this? Like, where am I going to put it? Do I really want it? Am I still going to like this 6 months from now? Or do I just want to get it right now because it seems like a cool thing right now? So 9 times out of 10, I'll put it down and I won't buy it. So I'm actually, I should start a spreadsheet of how much money I haven't spent this month is what I should do. So the toys I've bought this month, I pre-ordered some of those Mythic Legions we talked about on the show. And I pre-ordered that Waxer and Boyle that you just mentioned. I ordered them or whatever, but like that's it. That's the only money I've spent this year on figures. Anything I get or have gotten has been stuff from like months ago that I've had on pre-order. But I've also canceled a bunch of pre-orders, so I don't, like it's just a thing that's going on. But I did, I spent $7 after shipping from Etsy, and what I got 4 tiny wine glasses.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I showed these off, right? Because in the last one, I had gotten this wave.
No, you showed off the wave, yeah, but not the.
But I didn't open them up.
Yeah.
So I got the newest wave of Black Series figures. The first wave with the plastic-free packaging. From toysnowman.com, and I finally opened them up because I'm working on videos and things like that for them, and Mon Mothma comes with nothing, and I knew that. It's not like that was a surprise.
It's kind of egregious.
It wasn't a surprise to me, but like when you have it in hand, and she's got this incredible molded rubber suit on with tons of like details and paint apps. But she also, because of those, she has absolutely no articulation. Like she has brand new legs. I'm pretty sure these legs have never been for anyone else. They're the new style. I looked around at my others because you kind of pull up. You feel weird and pull up her skirt because you're like, this is kind of weird. Yeah.
Are they pinless legs?
Yeah, they're pin. Yeah, they're
modern.
The modern legs, we'll say.
There's kind of some debate about that, right?
Yeah. But I mean, they are pin. There's no pins, so it's inaccurate. It's just not what they mean. Like when Marvel Legends or Power Rangers says pinless, it's different. But anyways, not having anything, I was like, she needs something. Like you can't really put her in any cool poses. You can pose her which way her head is pointing, and you can pose her arms, but you really can't do anything with her legs. It's kind of like the old Power of the Force 2, like Emperor Palpatine figure, or like the Black Series Moloch figure, where from like she has legs. Unlike Moloch, she actually does have legs, but you can't do anything with it because the robe she has is so restrictive. Anyways, and I was just like, she needs something. So Landspeeder Luke sent me a link to these 1/12 scale wine glasses on Etsy, and it's absolutely perfect. It's exactly what she needed. Hasbro, you're a fool for not creating her something like this. She needs something and some kind of glass. It doesn't have to be a wine glass. It could just be a cup. Like Bib Fortuna came with a cup, and Fennec Shan for the vintage collection came with the alcohol, so it's not even like, oh, it's we can't do alcohol or whatever. You can, it's not a restriction. I like
100%.
This little 1/12 scale wine glass is absolutely perfect. It's everything I wanted it to be. Thank you, Landspeeder Luke, for sending me the link, and I think what I'm going to try to do is maybe squeeze a little like resin or glue inside to make it look like there's liquid. Because right now it just looks
like dye it red or blue or something.
Honestly, I don't even know if we have to dye it. Like it, I think just kind of any liquid in there could look good.
Maybe do like a gold, maybe like a champagne or something.
I could do that. I'll try. It just depends on because it's so small, and I'm not the daintiest person. I'm not very delicate when it comes to that. Some of these big old sausage fingers and whatnot. So we'll see. We'll see what I do. But I do have glue, and it has a very fine tip that I can put in there and squeeze and fill. So at the very least, that's my plan. But we'll see if I can maybe do a drop of dye in there and let it go.
Yep, and I'm going to try to 3D print a couple of those little martini-shaped tables. You know, I sent those in the chat. Yeah. So if those end up working out good, because they're kind of fancy little tables, you know, so if that works out decent, I'll send you one or two of
I've
those
got
or
one
something,
from Landspeeder Luke. It came with my it came with my set.
Oh, the band. The band set. Okay, then what color is it?
Gray.
Gray. Okay, because I need I can't decide what color to do that in. I want to put it next to Mon Mothma though, so I want it looking kind of fancy. And so I'm not sure if gray will do it. Maybe I can do like, I don't know, a white and try to put some paint on it or something. Not totally sure.
I don't know what I did with it. I can't find it right now. I thought it was over on my desk, but I don't see it. So, but I know it's gray for sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I might do white, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Make it kind of fancy for Mon Mothma or something.
Yeah,
we'll see.
But yeah, those are my fine additions. I didn't get hardly anything. I haven't really gotten many toys. I got that Ronin turtle I think I showed off in the last episode, and that's pretty much it. Like I haven't really gotten anything, and it's been kind of nice, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's good. You know, if you're committed to stepping back and you're actually following through with it. So a lot of people can't do that. So a lot of people can't. A lot of people struggle with that. So are you ready to go over some talking points that we have? It's kind of hard to call it news because it's not crazy. But let's start with something non-Black Series. Even though
let's get that out of the way.
A Black Series podcast. Let's throw this in first. $35 Spider-Man. Are you kidding me, Hasbro?
Honestly, it kind of could affect Black Series because, as far as I can tell, this is not a deluxe Spider-Man. Like it's just a Spider-Man. He comes with the long stringy web, like to hang on or whatever. He comes with a couple little web pieces, and then he comes with 2 alternate hands.
Mm-hmm. All of those web pieces have been released before.
Nothing was new.
Splat ones, and none of those are new. Yeah.
Nothing was new in there. Not even the Spider-Man was new. It's just a repaint. I'm pretty sure of the wedding vow,
renew your vows,
the renew your vow one.
Yeah.
So nothing. It's all repaint, all re-release, and it's $35. That's
$35
nuts.
is insane. Like $29.99 would have been high still.
Yeah.
But I probably would have gotten it at that price. But $35 for the Spider-Man tax, making it $35, like it's just a little too high for. I would love to have that Spider-Man in my collection. I know the other one, the original PS4 one.
I have it. I have the original.
It's pretty high on the secondary market.
It's right here. Hanging on the shelf.
I just can't do $35 on a standard release for all those accessories. I'm just going to put in the drawer and put them up.
And no one should. That is a ridiculous. That's not even Black Series deluxe price. That I don't even know what that price is. Like if that's a new price, honestly, if that's a new price for like a regular figure, I'm gonna be out. That's a $10 price jump. Like that's not a $1 or $2 price jump. That's a $10 price jump for a regular ass figure.
And it's fan channel, so it's not retailers bumping them up themselves. Hasbro Pulse is selling it for $34.99.
I've even experienced this. The people are finding the new 40th anniversary Boba Fett on shelves, the deluxe one, and it's exclusive. And I've seen a lot of people not understand that it's exclusive. Like these are $25 figures. Like I mean. This was released in 2021. It's a deluxe figure. It comes with the exact same amount of accessories. Hasbro's just figured out how to Jenga and Tetris it into that little bubble. Like it's still the same figure. I'd be mad if they weren't charging deluxe prices, to be honest, because I paid deluxe prices for it back in 2021.
Same, yes.
So I get that's a $33 figure. Like if you want to go on Amazon or Hasbro Pulse, $33. You go to Target, the Target by my house, $38. I've seen some Targets online, $41.
I've seen people posting on Facebook pages at $41 for that.
That is ridiculous, but that's a deluxe figure, and that is not the normal price. That is Target's price.
That's the Target picking the price. This is Hasbro.
This is Hasbro saying, "Hey, this Spider-Man that you probably already own if you bought the multi-pack, this Spider-Man that comes with accessories that you've already got before, if you want this Spider-Man, it's going to be 35 bones."
Literally insane. And I wanted to see what the total would be after, because I get the free shipping from Pulse. So after tax, it was $37 shipped. With the Pulse membership, which you already paid $50 for.
That's Canadian dollar pricing right there. Is what 100%.
And if you don't have the free shipping from Pulse, so if you have that $50 you didn't spend, the only shipping option other than that was $9.99. So you'd have to add another $9 onto that.
That's like a $50 figure,
which would have made it $47. Oh, if you didn't get it from like Entertainment Earth or
that's
or
so
Big
bad
or whatever. Or other fan channels. I don't even know what fan channels are now because they're all falling off the wayside.
Oh, come on. Only two. Only two.
I know. I legit almost said Dorkside, though, but then I called myself. I was like, I can't say Dorkside because...
Only one of those... Yeah, only Dorkside was worth anything. Who cares about Old Republic collectibles?
Oh, yeah, nobody. But... literally, like, $47 if you didn't have the premium.
Yeah, no,
that's
ridiculous.
$37 if you did. Like, it's just egregious. So personally, I feel like since a lot of people already have the original, and it's a lot of times whenever something is expensive and then they re-release a different version, that one isn't as expensive. So I'm gonna wait for a sale on this one. So hopefully I can get it for like 100%. $30 or so.
Yeah, definitely. No, I honestly, I mean, I know there are people out there that will buy it. Like there just are. There are people out there where $35 isn't really anything to them, or they love it so much they don't care, or whatever reason they want. They'll justify the $35, and that's fine. It's their money. They can. But I have a feeling that the majority of people will be like us. There are a lot of people who are already like $25 is too expensive, you know, like that's already a lot of people. Yeah. And then we were like, yeah, it's expensive, but it's still not out of the range of something I'm willing to spend.
For how into it we are. Like
exactly.
25 is fine. And sometimes $27.99 is borderline fine.
It's pushing it, but it's it's a little higher than I'm really happy with. But that's the problem when people go, oh, it's a slippery slope. The slippery slope is a logical fallacy, and this is exactly why. Slippery slopes don't really exist outside of an actual slippery slope, because everyone will get to their point to where they will say no. Like that they always will. There's always going to be a cutoff to where people go, okay, I was fine here, but I'm not fine here. I can justify to here, but I can't justify past here. And for a lot of people like us who are into it and we're willing to spend $25, that $10 jump, if that is a normal price, like if we see more stuff in 2023 that's like a normal thing for that price, I don't know how many toys I'll buy this year, to be honest.
Yeah, if 35, say they keep the regular retail $24.99, but then they just come out with a banging like figure they know everybody wants, because they know everybody wants this PS5 Spider-Man. So they release like a brand new mold Episode 3 Anakin or Obi-Wan, and they make it like, you know, $34.99, assuming it comes with a decent amount of accessories, probably accessories we've gotten before. That'd be like the equivalent, like it's just pushing it. 35 is way too much.
No, so what you're doing there
You're getting a new mold at least, yeah.
I would pay that. I would pay that because I could justify it. You're getting a new mold. If it came with the same amount of accessories, even if they were reused accessories, if it came with like a robe, if it came with like lightsabers, if it came with stuff, like for instance, the Power Rangers are doing a remastered version of the MMPR for the 30th anniversary. I own all of them, but the new ones, while they're mostly the same molds, they now have pinless arms and legs. So it's still double jointed, but there's no pins. They come with updated heads that are better than the originals. They come with their little morphers and a special hand so they can hold the morpher like they do in the show when they're morphing. And they also come with like little effects, like little energy effects to put on the ground next to them. You know,
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that comes with quite a bit.
And those are $35. And for me, even though they're figures I've already bought before, these are more like definitive versions of these characters that are updated with better articulation, drop down hips, better elbows, better knees, better accessories, more accessories than the originals came with. It comes with all 3 different versions of their little blaster gun thing, the in the slot, the one with the little blade sticking out, and then it in gun mode or whatever. So you've got a lot of stuff for that $35. So like if Black Series started doing stuff like that, where it's like here is a remastered like Luke Skywalker, Farm Boy, or Han Solo, where they give us all new molds with the most up-to-date articulation possible, with a ton of accessories like the original Han Solo came with. You know, like
that would be
hands,
deluxe maybe, in Black Series.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe the alternate head with the little mount, like the microphone thing for when he's the gunner. There's like a lot of stuff that they could do that I'd be like, okay, I'll spend $35 on that. But if they're just like, here's Ki-Adi-Mundi, he comes with a lightsaber and no robe, and he's $35, I would say no thanks. Yeah, it's not even that, because that's a new figure. So that I won't even say that. That's a new figure. If they were like, here's a new clone trooper from a very specific scene, from like the upcoming season 3 Mandalorian, because we, in the trailer we saw clone troopers. If they're like, here's a season 3 Mandalorian flashback clone trooper with a different repaint, but the same weapons that we've seen, same figure we've had before, but with different color scheme or whatever, for $35, I would be like, no, thank you, because that's what the Spider-Man is.
I wonder if it's kind of the equivalent of what they might do with the Endor Rebel Trooper, because assuming it's similar to the Hoth Trooper, but they're just making it deluxe. But even then, it's not $35. It's not going to be $35. It's going to be $33.
Even if they raise the price of deluxes to $35, with how good the Hoth Rebel Soldier was, if the Endor Trooper is anything like that, I would pay it, because it's a new mold. He comes with different stuff. I don't know if I'd army build it, but I'd at least buy one, because the Hoth Rebel Soldier was that good. And again, those are new molds. This Spider-Man, this $35 Spider-Man,
it's a reused mold.
Not a new mold. It's just a repaint.
Yeah, I think only the head on it is new, and it comes with It comes with a body that they've released before. It comes with all
it has
those
the toe
webs
articulation or whatever.
The toe is good, but all of those accessories have been released before.
Yeah.
And the little splat ones where it's just flat webs.
Yeah, those came with the...
Nobody does anything with those.
Nobody wants those. Yeah.
Nobody wants those. Those are terrible.
I got some of those with the Spider-Man, the Japanese Spider-Man one, and I'm just like, why? What are these for? Like, what do I do with these?
Literally, unless you're somebody who would
unless you're a kid,
like dioramas or something like that. But that's a very fine, very small margin of people.
I feel like if you're making dioramas, you're making better webs anyway. You're making your own better webs. You're not going to use those. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just egregious. $35 is too much, so I am out on that. It's unfortunate because I was really, really excited for that figure.
I really hope that this isn't indicative of the pricing for 2023. I hope it's a weird one-off for some reason. I don't know. I really I don't want to be super negative about this. I really, really I want the stuff. But this one's tough. This one's real tough.
Yeah. I feel like people who are pre-ordering the Spider-Man, they're doing the Lando from Solo thing where they're like, I don't like it. Yeah. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But I accept it. Is that what he said? Something like that?
Yeah. The Gamer Zone 24, another Cantina patron listening to us right now, says he got the PS5 Spider-Man and hyped for it as that's his favorite version of Spider. I'm hyped for the game. I'm 100% buying.
I absolutely loved PS4 Spider-Man game. That's why I wanted this
Spider-Man
figure,
is great. Yeah. PS5 Spider-Man is going to be even greater because the Miles Morales game was still lots of fun. Like, that's just a great game.
Yeah. For sure. I'm so excited for the next game.
Yeah,
this year,
for sure.
It'll be out.
This year, yeah. We're going to have some good games coming up. We got Jedi Survivor. We got Spider-Man 5.
The Harry Potter game, low-key, might be pretty sick.
I'm not
getting it on release. I'll get it on like discount, like 40 something, but the Hogwarts game might be kind of sick.
I don't like giving J.K. Rowling money if I can help it.
That's fair. All right, so let's move on to...
Yeah.
Let's talk about these Hasbro Q&As. These things, we've talked about these things on the show before. Yeah. And if you've listened to the show before, you've definitely heard me saying how much these things suck. Well, they just recently had another wave of these Hasbro Q&As. They had a couple of them.
But before we get into it,
okay,
can I just say,
go ahead.
Like, no hate on anyone. I love our fellow Star Wars content creators. No hate against them whatsoever. However, I have a YouTube channel with over 17,000 subscribers. You have a Instagram channel with like, what was it, over 35,000?
41. Don't short me, bro.
Sorry. I don't keep a daily tab of what you're
Plus
at. Plus
another 11 on TikTok.
On TikTok, yeah. And we have this moderately successful Black Series specific podcast.
I'd say we're pretty successful. We have 48 Patreon members. So
why what does it take to get on one of these? That's all I want to know. Like, there are smaller content creators. And like, it's not like, oh, we're like negative, we're super negative and we always hate on Hasbro. Like, we're weirdly positive. We've been called, we jokingly call ourselves the Shill Squad because of how many times we've been called shills, because of how much that we like Hasbro and we like the toys that we collect because it's the hobby that we chose to do. You know, why do it if you hate it? So, like, what does it take? That's all I want to know is, what does it take to get invited on one of these? Like, I will do it. I've got so many ideas. Like, I have so many questions. Like,
it would be great if we could, because we would ask some solid questions, because people that go on this, like, no hate to the creators, but
a little hate to some of the questions. Like, that's the question you chose?
The questions are god awful. Literally, no joke. Jang got on there and said, all right, let's save the design questions. Chris is running a little bit behind. He's going to join us in maybe 10 minutes. So save design questions for when Chris gets here.
First question.
The first effing dude. He says, hey, how come the Andor, Aldani Andor doesn't... How come the TVC Aldani Andor doesn't have the correct boots? You ask a specific design question and Jang's sitting there like, again, let's just save the design questions. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Some of these questions they know they can't answer. There are some good tidbits.
Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. And it's good just to get an answer, but I knew the answer to that question. Like, I could have answered that question. The answer is figure budget. People like to ignore the fact that when they design a figure, that figure has a budget that they have to stay within to make it possible. And sometimes the figure budget means that they have to reuse parts as a what am I looking for? What am I looking for when you don't get exactly what you want, but you kind of get what you want?
Expectations?
No, not expectation. Like a
disappointment.
Consolidation. Like a they know it's not exactly right, but it's close enough to fit within the budget using what they have. So they go with it. But the real question is, like, are people okay with that, or do they not? Would they rather not get a figure at all, or get one that's not 100% screen accurate? And I feel like that's a better question, but that's more of a question for the collectors than it is for the designers, because the Hasbro's going to make the toys they make. I guess the better question would be, like, would you ever just not release a toy if it's not screen accurate? Like, you know, have you ever polled anyone? Is that something like I know for me, I'm a little envious of TVC getting their Paz Vizsla just now, like 2 years after we got one in Black Series, but his looks. It's more screen accurate. It has the cool little shield that he had in Book of Boba Fett. You know, like I would have rather have waited 2 years to get a Paz Vizsla than to get the same one re-released 4 times with the same inaccurate. Even though it's only slightly inaccurate, like it's not even egregiously inaccurate, but it is inaccurate, and it was probably accurate to the concept art they had, because those are the 2 reasons why something isn't accurate. It's either a budget issue, which in which case the Aldani boots for the TVC figure was, or it's a concept art issue. They're just working off the concept art they got, and the final design that made it isn't what they got, isn't what they received. And a good example of that would be like the Imperial Crosshair. Originally Crosshair had that weird thing in the concept art. He does it in the show, the shoulder thing, or the Bad Batch Rex. You know, there's things like that where it was accurate to what they received, or Echo with his weird arm thing. Like even the Hot Toy Echo has that claw. Like that was clearly going to be a thing in the show, but for whatever reason it didn't make it. So those are the 2 reasons why you don't get screen accurate stuff. It's either a budget issue or it's a concept art issue. And one is because figures cost money to make. Even if it's a repaint, it still costs money to make. They still have to get time from the factory. They have to pay people to paint and assemble them. You know, there's a lot of things that go into it. People assume like, oh, they've already made this. It's just a repaint or a remold. Like, yeah, but it still costs money to make. Like, they don't have to design it from scratch. So it's cheaper, but it's not like it's free, you know?
Yeah. I think people just get upset with that because it's like, especially with, it's like the Empire Strikes Back Boba they keep releasing. Yeah. Like, they've already made like 1,000 times of their money back on that mold.
No,
and I get, it's like, come on.
I get that 100%. And the thing is about that one is we just need a new version, because every time they've used that mold, it's been the correct mold to use. Like, don't get me wrong, the disguised bounty hunter Boba Fett, that was the right mold to use. The droids version, that was the right mold to use.
Yep. If they just need a new updated
we just need a new updated version of that mold. Yeah. If they repainted the Return of the Jedi one, that's not the correct look. That's not the correct mold. Like, that wouldn't be right. So it's kind of a sucky thing there.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, like something like boots, like I could not tell you if this is what Aayla Secura's boots look like in the movie or the Clone Wars. And I'm going to be honest, it looks good on the figure. So I do not care about how accurate the boots are.
I know there's a certain level of like, that's just a weird. That's a little too basement geeky. Yeah, that's a little bit too comic shop guy or basement geeky.
You have to draw the line somewhere.
Well, actually, these boots are not screen accurate. It's like the people that are mad that either Din Djarin or the Miggs Mayfeld, the Morak version. One of them has a red band and he shouldn't. I can't remember which one.
It's the one we have right now.
The Miggs
Mayfeld should be all green, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he does. He has the red band. But like, come on. Like, who cares? It's just like, sure, would I have rather it not be on there? Yeah, but like, does it ruin the figure because he has a little bit of extra paint where he shouldn't? Like,
yeah. Like, there's some things that are
just let it go, man.
Yeah, there's some things on figures that I'm like, really, like they really couldn't get this right. Like the crosshair thing, for some reason, really bothered me because I was like, really, that big giant thing sticking out. But what they saw was probably just his exact armor painted black.
Yeah. Well, even though it's not, because it has a different chest, he has a different helmet. Like, they got that stuff right.
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't have shoulders they could have used. You know, it's not like those parts don't exist, and they worked to change it. It's not just a black repaint of the crosshair.
In their concept art, it probably had that.
That's what I'm saying. It probably had that, because why would they have bothered to use it? Like, it's not like they could have just swapped it out for like the regular clone trooper shoulders or whatever, or the regular like hunter shoulders. Like there's ways they could have fixed it, you know, even if it was using like parts they've already had before.
But boots, really?
Boots, yeah. But there's always a line like
Aldani,
on a TVC, yeah. We're talking about
a better question
this much
would have
of
been
like a half an inch of a figure that's only 3 inches tall.
Yeah, literally. But a better question would have been, how come TVC Vader gets alternate hands?
That's a great, exactly.
So, but a lot of these questions, like some questions are good, most questions suck on those things, unfortunately.
Well, let's talk about some of the good questions. Like they addressed the matte finish issue with Chris, and I'll let you explain Chris's answer.
Jesus Christ! So this guy, I don't want to say I have issues with Chris, because he seems like a nice guy. I've never talked to him or anything, but
I talked to him at the Star Wars Celebration, but he seemed like a neat guy.
And I've mentioned this before on the pod. In a previous Q&A, someone asked about the shiny faces, and he straight up denied that it even was a thing. And he brushed off the question, and I thought it was so weird. So I've mentioned it on the podcast before. But Fly Guy pulled up 2 figures on camera. I think it was Archive Obi-Wan, and then the that whatever they call it, where he's wearing the Clone Wars armor, the one that's really expensive.
The Clone Wars Obi-Wan.
Clone Commander. Yeah. The Commander.
Which, by the way, I hate it when people gush over that figure. And if you like a figure, fine. Don't stop liking the figure, because I do. But it's just not a good figure. Like, it's a cool figure, but
it's a good idea.
It's a good idea, and I like what he came from. But that figure is awful. It's one of my least favorite figures as a toy in the entire line. Anyways, continue.
I'm holding out hope that they new clone body, Attack of the Clones head, redo it one day. We'll see. But some Fly Guy pulled up 2 Obi-Wans, one with a great head and one with a super shiny, looked like he walked out of a sauna face, and said, hey, a lot of figures have this shiny finish on the faces. It used to not be like that. He showed them
side by side, Yeah,
and so there was no getting out of this one, Chris. You know what he said? This guy straight up, I think it's a lie, personally. I don't know what you think. I know other people think it's a lie. He said, sometimes the vendor misses the note to put a matte finish on the figure. So if that were the case, that would have happened 2, maybe 3 times, or like with a wave. You know, they send a wave of figures and the vendor misses a wave, maybe a wave and an exclusive or 2, and then Hasbro would have said, you know what, let's not do this. Let's make sure we get the note. But you're telling me they missed the note on the entire Galaxy line for the most part for these super shiny finishes? It's definitely a budget thing, and he didn't want to say that for some 100%, reason, because they mentioned budget on other...
the budget is an extra step. Like hitting it with that matte finish is an extra step. Yeah.
But that's just such a weird way to deflect the question. Say, they missed the note. Well, there's no way they missed the note on every figure since 2020. You know?
And the thing about those... Like, you know, these little paint apps, people are like, what is this, like 3 cents worth of paint? Like, maybe, but how many thousands of figures are they making of this? Like, that 3 cents, but it's not that 3 cents. It's 3 cents here, 3 cents there, maybe 10 cents here.
Yeah, on 50,000 figures.
On 50 or 60,000. Exactly, yeah. So little things like that, they do add up. So I get it. That's why they have the figure budgets. That's why they have to work around these budgets. What I guess what we're saying is prioritize that matte finish, because it's pretty bad.
Yeah, especially on human characters.
Yes, like specifically.
One of the worst ones is what I can't think of his name right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. What's his name? The bad guy from Mandalorian.
I'm just blanking on his name. The Greek Karga?
The bad guy, not Greek Karga.
Bad guy. The bad guy. Moff Gideon?
Moff Gideon. I don't know. I couldn't think of his name. I
heard black guy from... I heard black guy, not bad guy.
No. I was about to say the guy from Breaking Bad.
Oh, that works too. Gus Fring.
Yeah, Moff Gideon, super shiny face, egregious.
Yeah.
There's a absolute ton of them. The Boba Fett's they keep doing.
The first figure I noticed it on was Dr. Aphra. I was taking pictures of her, and my lights reflecting off her lips made her look like she had buck teeth. Because it was just like bright and shiny.
Sweat.
I'm like, did she have buck teeth? No, that's just the light hitting her lip, like the shine on her lips and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just such an egregious way to be like, like brush off the question, to like fake answer it. Like there's no way they just miss the note on every single figure.
Yeah. I think maybe that has happened before, but I don't think it definitely doesn't account for all of them that have been.
Oh yeah, cause there's just too many. Because if they are honestly missing the note, then that's on Hasbro for not
100%. You gotta check that. Yeah, you gotta check that. Exactly.
But moving on to something cool, like a good little thing from these Q&As, because usually there's like most of it's shit, and then there's like one maybe two.
The person whose question was, "Are we gonna get it a 6-inch scaled A-wing?" And then they literally they weren't even like, we can't talk about upcoming unreleased figures. They were legit straight up no. You're not.
You all don't buy him.
Yeah, and then he goes, "Oh, I really hope." And there are people listening to this go, "Why? It's not that much bigger than a Snowspeeder." And we've said this before on the podcast. It's because nobody buys these things, or if they do, they don't buy them at full price. So many people have waited and not bought them and got them on clearance that it has actively killed the line of vehicles. It's killed it. Absolutely destroyed it. They have no plans of ever making a retail level Black Series vehicle because nobody buys them at full price. Snowspeeder went on clearance. The Enfys Nest speeder bike went on clearance. Luke Speeder Race Speeder went on clearance. TIE Fighter went on clearance. Like nobody buy. I have bought all of them at full price, but the majority of people do not, and that's just a fact. You can say people like one off, like, like I did, sure.
100% a fact. Yeah,
it's 100% a fact. It's just a fact.
Yeah, I bought the Enfys Nest speeder for $25 at Kokomo Toys.
Exactly.
So, yeah, but that did come out when I was. Well, that came out when I was out of collecting.
It was your dark times.
Yeah, it was my dark time. And then I still don't have the TIE Fighter because whenever that came out, I was in college and I lived in a dorm, and then
sure, where are you gonna put that?
Yeah, then I had an apartment, but it was still just one room sharing with 3 other dudes that had their own room. Where am I gonna put a big ass TIE Fighter? So then it just like,
and it was also $170 TIE Fighter, which by the way, that would be $230 in today's money. That was a 2015 release with inflation. That would be like them saying, okay, we want $230 for this TIE Fighter, which it would probably be even more than that now because of how much more expensive it is. Not just how much more money is worth or less money is worth now, but how much more expensive it is to manufacture and ship than it was in 2019. Because that's a whole separate issue from just inflation.
100%. So the inflation plus added on costs,
plus
cost
added
of
on
plastic.
Costs, yeah.
Literally the cost of plastic has gone up, and that's like their whole business.
That's why that's why we're getting vintage collection ATSTs for $90 or whatever when they used to cost 60 or 40 or whatever.
20-year-old Chewbacca with it or something.
Yeah.
But so the good thing they mentioned was Chris did explicitly say that the pipelined blank all white clone trooper is going to have a new head and it will look theatrical. Yes. So that is awesome. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
It's just
I was excited about that,
but that's good news. I'm really looking forward to that, but I'm tired of having clones look different on the shelf. They're just not uniform.
You want a homogenized look. Yeah.
We have the theatrical, 501st and Cody, and we have these animated, 212th and 13th, and just all, or the 13th looks theatrical, but just all these other animated looks. I want a uniform clone look, and it just seems like they just keep bouncing back and forth for no reason. So hopefully going forward they do all theatrical, but we'll have to see. They're definitely not going to never use that animated clone head again. They're just not going to put it on the shelf. So
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yep, we'll see.
I honestly don't care one way or the other. I just like Clone Troopers. I don't care if they're movie accurate or cartoon accurate. Hey, Landspeeder Luke is back from Disneyland. He was there today. He sent us pictures. He saw the Mandalorian walking around the Black Spire.
So are they starting to unsequelize the?
Well, they've been doing.
Edge?
I mean, the Boba Fett and Fennec Shand have been walking around for a year.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because they're trying to market the.
Yeah, they're just marketing whatever's new.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess since season 3 is about to come out, that makes sense. Luke, thanks for hopping
I'm pretty
in.
sure.
Hope you had a
I'm
good
pretty
time.
sure Mando's been there for a while as well. I don't think like that's a really recent thing. Yeah, no.
That makes sense. I did think it was weird. They were just like for a while there. They were like, Galaxy's Edge is only in this section, like the sequel time. Like, if you're making a Star Wars land, why not have like sections of prequel era? OT.
Because it's not a theme park, it's more of an experience. They want it to be like one cohesive.
Yeah, I
thing.
Get that, but it could
like
be an experience in each section.
It's not big enough for that. It's very immersive when you're in there. Like, you don't even feel like you're at Disneyland when you're in Galaxy's Edge, because it feels like it literally feels like you're in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what they're doing is they're just pushing whatever's current and new, because it's literally there to sell whatever's current and new. So I'm sure at some point they'll have a Luke Skywalker, walking around, and
for sure.
Like we'll get there, but it has to be whatever's current. That's just what's going on there.
Yeah.
Anyways, another thing that Chris talked about was he addressed the Boba tax finally, and he confirmed the existence of the Boba tax.
He pretty much did.
He did. Basically, what it comes down to is that, and this is Chris's answer, so don't come at me with this, although I think there's some merit to it. I definitely think there's a little bit of.
I think there's also a little bit of like him deflecting, because he mentions
100%. Yeah,
he mentions like the overlay, but like we have other figures with overlays and.
Yeah, I think. So a lot of it is pretty much any figure that has extra parts, like those extra overlays and things like that. Like it's not a machine assembling them; they're people that are assembling them. So they have to, it's more expensive to train someone to put those together and have them put them together when there's extra parts like that. There's also, again, we talked about the extra paint apps and things like that, especially on the Tython Ruins Boba Fett. Like, there's a lot more paint apps on that one than there is on like the Throne Room Boba Fett, or because he has all that silver shine and it's splotchy.
It looks so good. I love this.
It really does. So basically what he said was it's deluxe because it's more expensive to make than a normal figure. And I think there's some merit to that, but I also just think they know it's Boba Fett and they can, because there are people who will buy it just because it's Boba Fett. But basically he did say that, they're more expensive because he's Boba Fett. Yeah. But which, you're either, what can you do? What are you gonna do with that information? Like, all they did was confirm what we pretty much suspected, and I feel like people who weren't gonna buy it, and the people that were gonna buy it are probably still gonna buy it. Like, I don't know who, like, if that revelation changed anyone's mind. Like, oh my god, I'm getting ripped off because it's Boba Fett. I don't want to buy Boba Fett anymore. Like is it really gonna change your mind, or like if it does, let me know. Like, let us know. I'm really curious.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like, it's just weird that for this figure, it's a little bulkier.
Yeah,
and
he's bulkier.
It's pretty much the same thing we've gotten, other than the head.
Yep.
And it's like, what was the retail? This 34, maybe $33.99. Is it that one? $33.99, was that the retail for this?
$33.99.
And that's not bad. It's a little high, I feel like, but
yeah. Well, it's kind of what we talked about at the beginning. There's a point to where you're either okay with it or you're not. Like, and there's some gray area. Like, yeah, it's not what I want, but I want the figure enough to be okay with that price. If that figure were $45, I don't think I would do it.
No way.
Yeah,
I mean,
not.
if it were 36, it's probably a no way. I'd be waiting for clearance. But
yeah, there's 30, definitely a point. There's definitely a point to where, like, I would say no, not worth it.
Yeah, I think. What was the retail on it? I think it might have been even $31.99 on Walmart. Because this was Walmart exclusive, so
it was Walmart exclusive. It is Walmart exclusive.
And I'm looking at. So after shipping, it was $33.38. So that's got to be $31.99.
Yeah,
and then $31.49, and then after tax made it $33. So I feel like that's fair. So
that's
not terrible.
Yeah,
not terrible.
Well, so you're paying a boba tax, and you either are or you're not. You're either gonna buy it or you're not gonna buy it. Those are your choices, and just make up your mind and be okay with it. And if someone's like, I do like it, don't be like, oh, you're getting ripped off. Like, let them enjoy their life. Life sucks. Let them enjoy their toy. They don't need your bullshit. Like, making fun of, like if you don't think it's worth it for you, cool. But like, making blanket statements like people that buy that are getting ripped off. Like, calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, speaking of boba, click that. Can you click that link I sent you in the private chat? And would you be able to share your screen? This is the Etsy.
Here we go.
This is the one that Wilbon linked on our Facebook group. And it looks like for a pretty good deal. Like less than $40 shipped.
Share.
Like, this is pretty solid for the price.
Yeah. Yeah, it's $36 painted. That's really not bad.
Yeah, that might be a deal, but or you could do the SH Figuarts. It'd be like it'd be like probably over $100, $110 maybe after shipping.
I don't know if this is like on Land Speeder's Luke's on his Etsy shop. He has this stuff for like $7.
Oh yeah. What a deal.
It's a joke, guys, because people do that, not realizing they're just buying files. It's a joke. All right. Well, yeah, I think that looks good. Honestly, I might jump on that. I don't know.
Yeah. You jump on it and let me know. Let me know how that goes. I might try to find one to print.
Don't tell me to buy. I'm not buying things anymore.
You buy it. No, since you're cost saving, you can scratch. You can do this one. But let's talk about Waxer and Boyle because
let me bring this up. I have this.
Let's talk about AliExpress coming in clutch.
Yeah, this is a sore subject. I didn't realize this is such a sore subject for some people.
There's like one specific guy in my Instagram comments talking about how nobody should buy this because it supports crime in China for some reason. Even though I guarantee that yes, this person is technically stealing a Hasbro mold, but this dude went on and saying that it was like benefiting child slave owners or whatever. This dude is talking about some absolute nonsense. Just go look at my Instagram post and read the comments because it gets kind of wild. That is a steal.
This is from the Vale's toy store on AliExpress, and this is where we got the Appo from. And if this is anything like Appo, this is some good stuff.
My Appo is in the mail, by the way. Nice. It will be here soon, hopefully.
Yeah. So they just a couple days ago announced Waxer and Boyle. So it's basically just their normal clone, but they've added the paint apps on the helmet to make it Waxer and Boyle, because they have those distinctive helmet shapes.
And for audio listeners, this is phase 2 Waxer and Boyle.
This is phase 1. Yeah, it's phase 2. So
that decal though. I'm excited to see it in person to see if it.
What is that? Good. Is that Neru? Is that her name? Neru or Nema
It's
or
something like Nema, Neru.
I think it's Neru. But
I just love the markings with the battle droid on the side. On the other side.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool little paint apps. They come with the standard Clone Trooper weapons. It's the new clone body. It has the black line on the helmet. Like,
hey, yeah. That one's got the orange line.
It has the little orange line for Boyle, and he's got this little symbol, whatever that symbol is on the side of his head.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was it was easy buying Waxer.
Yeah,
but Boyle, it wasn't like I didn't feel like I needed Boyle because I feel like the logo on the helmet isn't really that cool. But I needed the pair.
If you get one, I feel like if you get one,
I needed the pair, so I had to. But it was tougher buying Boyle than it was. Waxer was easy.
Sure. Well, the nice thing about them is they're $20 each, and there's like a little discount, and there's free shipping. Like,
yeah, my order was like 37 or 38 after shipping. It was like, what a steal! Even if it comes terrible, if you get a bad paint job,
which I don't know, I haven't really seen anyone say they got a bad paint job.
Yeah.
These are KOs, but they're like really nice KOs. But there's also other ones you can get on here. So like, there's the 212th Legion. So if you want to get a new 212th paint job on like a new body mold, you can do that. You can also get the
on the new body.
Yeah, yeah. You can get the Commander Oppo. You can get the Oppo with the little the binoculars
visor thing.
Visor thing. Yeah. You can also they have the Coruscant Guard. If you want to do that comes in a couple different, the Shock Trooper. They have one with the little pole, the electro pole. Although it looks like that one's sold out right now. So
someone on my Instagram, when I posted the Waxer and Boyle, they posted rumor says that, let me go pull it up exactly, but they said rumor has it their Vale's toy store is going to do like one of the Wolfpack clones soon. Let me go find it because that would be amazing. Let me see here. I don't know if he replied to. Yeah, I asked for the source, but he said rumors are that we're doing Wolfpack and Commandos very soon.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, I'm not getting normal clones because even though Hasbro hasn't made any of these except for the Coruscant Guard, they did those on the new Clone Trooper body, but they haven't done the 501st or the new Clone Trooper body, at least the regular 501st. So I don't want to buy anything that Hasbro's made, but like these specific troopers that who knows if Hasbro's ever going to make them. Like I want those. And here's the thing, if Hasbro does ever get around to making them, I'm going to buy the Black Series one. I'm not buying this instead of a Black Series one. I'm buying this because there isn't a Black Series one. Is why I'm buying this.
Yeah, like these are essentially just ways to build the squad on the shelf.
You're supplementing your shelf, exactly. That's how I justify. Like I buy a lot of third-party Transformers, and while that's not necessarily a KO, like this is pretty much a KO where they're taking existing mold, they're repainting it, but the mold exists. Yeah. Whereas like third-party Transformers are wholly new molds with new engineering. They're just characters they don't own the rights to. It's a subtle difference, but it's a difference. But I bought those because Hasbro wasn't making the figures I wanted, and these third-party toys were, and that's what I want on my shelf is the characters that I want. So if this is Vale's Toys is doing these like Oppo and Waxer and Boyle, like I'm in. I'm gonna get it because I love those characters. I want them on my shelf.
Yep, I agree. What do you think they would say? Like, what do you think Chris would say if somebody asked him how they feel about these AliExpress? See,
that would be a good question to ask. But here's
I feel like they would deflect that so hard. I feel like their corporate bosses wouldn't want them condoning it at all or even mentioning it.
All their questions have to be approved before they get asked. So it's not like you can just jump on and get them with a gotcha question, and if you never want to be invited again. So I feel like if you did submit that question, they probably wouldn't pick it.
Yeah, we were suspicious of that because they had it was like right after the Rancor ended, and they had like maybe like a month later they had a Q&A session, and nobody asked about the Rancor, and it's like, really? And then now we got confirmation recently that
no, it's very clear because
that they're all predetermined.
Because they had the list of names. They're like, okay, this person has a question, and like they knew the question already. It's not like they knew the question up front. It's not like it was a surprise of a question.
Yeah. So they definitely told people, we're not talking about the Rancor. Don't ask about the Rancor. You're not gonna be on if you ask about the Rancor. So, which is unfortunate because that's what a lot of people wanted answers about. Also, Wave 35, yes, that is not a typo in our notes, Mike. Wave 35 is preparing to ship from GameStop. That's somebody posted in a Facebook page that their light, what do they call it? The light cruiser, Luke is going to ship at the end of January, which is...
Oh, you mean this whole thing right here?
Jesus
this whole
Christ,
thing I don't care about? This right here?
Look at that bad boy.
This little guy? I have to say, because I did a whole live stream where I opened these up and kind of played with them. After having these for a week and a half now, open the Lightspeed, whatever, Imperial Cruiser Luke is my favorite. He is my favorite. His head is not great, but that's not a new problem for Luke Skywalker. To have like it's fine. It looks
like every single Black Series Luke is like it could be Mark, but it's not.
I feel like Mark Hamill just has one of those faces. It's just really hard to get right because there hasn't really been one that's been spot on. I feel like the closest they got was the Dagobah Luke. Anyways, so
and all of the episode 6 ones are bad.
Yeah, it's such a good figure. So I'm just I guess a little preview. I'm working on a little video where I go over all of the Jedi Lukes, all of them.
Oh, nice. I'll check that one out for sure.
So that's going to be fun. Let's see.
Now they got to do a Book of Boba Fett version with the different overlay.
Yeah, so I tried to put the backpack from Dagobah Luke on him with the little Grogu in there since that was on Book of Boba Fett, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with that overlay. You can kind of fudge it a little bit, but it doesn't look great.
That going to be one of your figures of the year, maybe?
I mean, so far it is for sure. Here I got a little. Something for the people watching. I took some pictures of my light box that I haven't posted yet.
I need to see one with a green blade out. I need that green blade reflecting the light.
Sure. Let's see. Let's get this one out here.
Look at that. Sensational.
Yeah, he is a really, really good figure.
Just like getting a modern joints, episode 6 era Luke. And
Here's what I'm talking about with that.
I'm so excited. Oh, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's just that his the other side isn't buckled in, so you have to take it from a specific angle to make it look. Yeah, but
it's passable.
It works.
It's passable.
It works. Yeah. And that's for the people listening. That's the picture of him wearing the backpack with the Grogu in the back.
Is this just your iPhone camera?
Heck yeah. I just use my iPhone. I have a nice DSLR camera, but like my iPhone the pictures are just fine. I think they look great, Yeah,
it does look really good. So
the light box does most of the work, to be honest.
Yeah. If you have that Luke pre-order through GameStop, it might be shipping this month. If you go on the website, pre-order sold out, but it does say release date like January 29th or something. So those are coming up. I'm excited. I don't have a pre-order through GameStop, unfortunately, but those are coming up. We also have 3 Target exclusives coming soon. Yakface called them warm, cold, and icy, $27.99 each. Excited to see what they are. we'll definitely cover it when it is. I wonder if this will be the Clone Wars stuff.
I think it probably will be, but who knows? With these, there's really no rhyme or reason with these the code names that they get. Like what the Black Chrysanthemum, that whole wave of publication figures. Those were like April, June, and May. Like they were just months of the year. There's like spring, summer, and winter. Like they don't really have anything to do with the figure. They're just code names that they chose. Like I think the Mandalorian usually has like Texas city names.
I was gonna say locations.
Yeah. Like I think El Paso was like one, and or like San Diego.
San Jose. There was like a San Jose or something.
Yeah. So there's a lot of city names from like California and Texas and things like that used. So there's no rhyme or reason. There's no way to connect it. It's not like they chose a name because it kind of reminds you of this character or anything. They just chose some names at random.
Hasbro, listen, Hasbro, if you're listening. If you're listening, I'm doing the mic thing, Hasbro, baby.
You are.
If you're listening, whenever
you nailed it.
Whenever you release in 2025 the 100% new mold Anakin with the Episode 3 Darth Vader flame throwback packaging, make the code name Louisville just for me.
Just for you.
Just do it. Make the code name Louisville, and then we'll know that we have an in with you, that you listen. So we appreciate it. All right. Wouldn't that be insane if that actually happens now? That'd be crazy. It's going to happen. I'm speaking into existence. So you made a video on this recently.
I did.
So now that it's officially revealed on your channel, let's go over our top 10 most wanted figures for 2023.
Before we do that,
oh, you got something?
What I really wanted to do, I wanted to talk about the pipeline figures that we have coming out.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
And what we think of them before we jump into our, because you can't really put a pipeline figure on your most wanted because like that's coming out.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can if you really want it, but like it's coming out, so why waste a spot for something is coming out? Is how I see it. And
I'll say that I feel like what we have in the pipeline is better than what we have physically revealed. That we haven't gotten yet.
Yeah, so I have a whole list right here. We can just go through it. There's not that many. Yeah. So physically revealed from the 40th anniversary, we've got the TIE Fighter Pilot and Royal Guard 2-pack that's carbonized that I'm not buying. We got Lando Skiff, Biker Scout, Han Solo Endor, and Princess Leia Endor. We got Wicket, which I'm 100% buying. That's the first one I've said that I'm 100% buying. Poplu, again, I'm buying Poplu, even though I own it. I want the Emperor Palpatine, not buying.
I did pick up an archive version for $12 on Amazon because I want an alternate head. It comes with a couple heads. So.
It's true. Yeah,
but definitely not getting the carded Emperor. No, don't care.
And with these 40th anniversary, people are like, why are they just re-releasing these? Hold on for a second and just think that in the world, not everything is about you. There are people out there that even if they own the figure already, they really like these cards. Like these cards are just something that they really dig.
Exactly. Literally me.
Zach is pointing at his carded figure collection back there. There are people that buy these because they like the 40th anniversary cards. These existing aren't taking anything away from you. It's not a zero-sum system. Anyways, Bib Fortuna, the 40th anniversary Stormtrooper, which is just a re-release of the regular Stormtrooper, but on the card. I'm buying one of those because like you can't have too many Stormtroopers. We got the Chewbacca with the new head. We got the Gam Guard, and we have the deluxe Boba Fett, which is released.
Already,
people are finding that in stores. So those are the 40th anniversary revealed and pre-orderable so far. Then we've got the Mon Mothma, the Luthen Rail, the Bix Kayleen, Cassian Andor, Velsartha. We have, those are the Andor figures. We've got Dr. Aphra, Mara Jade, and Scar Trooper Mike with one other unnamed figure they haven't announced yet, but there's always 4 in these little publication packs. So we're waiting for whatever that is.
And I think the Yak Face rumor is, it says canon bad guy.
Yes, canon bad guy.
Bad guy.
I'm hoping it's like Dirge or something like that, but we'll see.
That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
He's not canon, though. He's not canon.
Yeah, I think he is now. He's in a comic.
Oh, get at it. Stop.
That's what these are for. These are comic figures. These are literally figures based on comics.
Just continue.
All right.
Just continue.
I have the credit collection Boba Fett in here because it just came out. Like it just got released. Anyways, the Gaming Greats Battle Droid, the differently colored Gaming Greats Battle Droid, the Rocket Launcher Trooper, Scorch.
Excited for that one.
Cal Kestis, the Jedi Survivor, Darth Melek, and Bastila Shan. Those are all Gaming Greats that have been announced. Then on Mandalorian, we've got HK-87 and the Luke Skywalker Imperial Light Cruiser, and then also the Din Djarin from Morak, which are all part of Wave 35.
Yep. Did you mention the Target exclusive Aldani mission Andor?
No, because those came out in 2020 or 2022.
Is that already out?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It might the Walmart one.
I don't think it. Yeah, the Walmart one.
Oh, I have it, so I don't have it on my list.
Okay. I got you.
I got mine in 2022, so I don't have it on this list. But you're right. Did
I say Target exclusive?
You did say Target.
Yeah. Okay. I got
the
you.
Target exclusives have come out,
you.
but you're right. That one Walmart exclusive got delayed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have it. It's great. It's actually really good.
The likeness on that one is a lot better than the other Andor.
Yeah, it's really good for sure. Let's see. Okay, we have from Obi-Wan, we have the Fourth Sister. We have the Imperial Taladurith, and then we have the Jabim Obi-Wan. And those are all the official revealed figures. So next we have pipelines. So we've got Ki-Adi Mundi.
1 second. Have we gotten, other than at SDCC or Celebration, whatever it was, I think it was maybe I can't remember, but have we gotten a physical reveal of the Fourth Sister other than the render?
Well, no, but we've seen what the figure will look like.
Yeah,
so
I mean, because it was on display, but have they done? Oh,
it was on display, but no, they haven't.
It was on display, but I don't think they've done any shooting the galaxy pictures of it.
No, they haven't. But it's also coming out. It's coming out in the next wave, the one after.
I guess we'll see them soon.
Yeah, we'll see more when that gets closer. So pipeline, we got Ki-Adi Mundi, we got Ahsoka Tano from season 3 of the Clone Wars.
Badass.
We got a Magna Guard.
Badass.
Phase 2 Clone Trooper Blank Body.
Hell yeah.
We have a new Mandalorian remolded with the Darksaber. We've got season 2 Bad Batch Omega. We have the deluxe Black Chrysanthemum from Book of Boba Fett. We have the Pike Soldier. We have Cad Bane from Book of Boba Fett. We have the Tusken Chieftain from Book of Boba Fett.
Fire.
Then we have the 40th anniversary Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, removable helmet Darth Vader, the all-new R2-D2, and then, of course, the Endor Rebel Soldier, which the image they used was of Nick Sant / Old Man Rex or whatever from the Return of the Jedi. So we'll see what that actually ends up being.
And on the Yak-Face Mastros, there are question marks following that Luke.
Yeah.
There's also the Royal Guard is included in that. There's also
yeah, you're right, but that's not a new one. So
it's already released.
But you're right. I'll put that on there because I do have the other ones. I'll add that to my list.
Yeah, you have Palpatine and
yeah. You're right. I need to add that on there.
I think Pipeline is a lot. Pipeline right now is absolutely fire.
100%.
What we have in the pipeline is a lot better, in my opinion, than what we have physically revealed so far. Like Black Chrysanthemum Deluxe, Cad Bane from Book of Boba Fett, the new R2, the new. I mean, I'm always excited for a new Luke. I don't care if they release it 1,000 times. I'm buying most of them. The new Vader, because this one is ass. The episode 6 one from the Blue Line is terrible.
I saw someone post on Facebook. They're like, I just got this for $40. And I was just, oh, you sweet summer child.
You're a sucker.
You got to pay attention to some of these rumors and stuff. And that's not even a rumor. It's just a straight up pipeline. Well, just like today, someone posted, on 4 different black. Yeah. So on 4 different.
Did you see Facebook, my comment on that?
I did see your comment.
Nice.
Like, come on, guys. Keep up with the news a little bit. Of course, though, if you're listening,
Cantina.
if you're listening to this right now, you do keep up with the news. But yeah, that guy was like, when are we get a Ki-Adi-Mundi? And we're like this year. The answer is this year.
It's in the pipeline.
It's been, and then there was some guy that's like, oh, they've not released pipeline figures before. Look at the crate Luke and Leia from Rise of Skywalker, and that just tells me that some people they don't know what a pipeline is what that means. A pipeline means that Hasbro has said these are coming out. And there's a difference between Hasbro saying that and Yakface saying that. For instance, I didn't put Jesse on here because I can't actually find any place that Hasbro said that. I've looked at all
Jesse hasn't been officially revealed by Hasbro.
No, but he's on Yakface's pipeline list.
Well, yeah. Also, well, that's weird. Then he needs to be in the. Maybe he meant to put him in the rumors list because
I can't find any place that Hasbro said Jesse's coming out officially.
Because on Yakface's master list, he does he has the rumors, and it's the Mandalorian hologram as rumored figure. So maybe he meant to put it in like a rumors, but Jesse has not been.
He's been pipelined for Vintage Collection.
Yeah,
and he's already been released in Vintage. Like it came out in that 3-pack. So, but they're doing a single release of that figure.
Yeah,
but yeah, there has not been. It's just highly rumored that we're going to get one, basically.
Yeah, which I'm down for. Like release 5s too.
Oh, 100%. I'm buying all those clones. It's not even a world doesn't exist unless I'm destitute, like homeless.
Yeah, Mike is cutting back, but he will be homeless before he doesn't buy a 100%.
There, I have so many toys that I will sell to buy new toys. I've got so many bins of Marvel Legends and Power Rangers and NECA Turtles and third-party Transformers that I will gladly part with before I stop buying new Black Series figures.
Yeah, because at some point, like your collection can just fund your collection. You know, you just 100%. Sell like 8 Marvel Legends and buy some new Black Series or whatever.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of which, this is hard to talk about. Within the next 2 weeks, we're going to start getting the HasLab Sky Strikers, which hurts me. It hurts me inside because I know we can't go an episode. We can't go an episode without talking about the Rancor.
We almost made it. We almost did.
But
we were this close to greatness.
The Sky Striker and the Rancor were days apart from each other, and as far as being announced and their campaigns were going, like it was like back to back. I think it was like one day. I don't think it was days. I think it was day.
Yeah, they had 3 going at the same time. It was the Ghostbusters backpack, the Rancor,
and that one's shipping soon. The Sky Striker is shipping soon, which means that this is the time where we would be getting our Rancor had the Rancor funded and come out. So a moment of silence for the empty shelf on the empty space on the shelves.
I got to pour one out for my boy.
That's right.
Out for the boy.
Right under your carpet. So yeah. Anyways, I did talk to Dan Larson about coming back on when the Sky Striker comes out.
I feel like he's just gonna rub it in our face.
100%. But I feel like it's kind of appropriate.
He won the war.
He did win. Anyway, so
is he going to be dressed as the G.I. Joe like he was on that one stream?
Either that or War Duke, because that's like his thing now. So let's talk about Most Wanted. We talked about the pipeline and figures that are coming out.
But what about to get into Most Wanted?
What about some figures that haven't been announced or pipeline that you want to see come out this year? I have a list.
I have a list as well. My top 10.
Okay.
Ezra Bridger season 4.
Sure.
It's baffling that they never made him. Like it's such a great look.
Yeah, he had mostly the same look for the first 3 seasons. So like that time jump in that 4th season would be really cool. Yeah.
And of course, my list is going to be kind of prequel heavy. I feel like we've gotten a lot of version trilogy pretty well fleshed out. There's some background characters we could have, but it's going to be prequel heavy. And I got some sequel love in here too. Number 9, Ben Solo from End of Rise of Skywalker. Like it's kind of weird that they didn't release that.
Sure.
I bet if sequel figures sold better, it probably would already be released. Number 8, Galactic Marine, because I Absolutely love playing with them in the classic Battlefront 2. Make it a Game of Grits figure, reuse parts from the Snow Trooper. Like, come on, let's go. We need the Galactic Marine. Make a Bakara to go with it, but he's not on my list. Number 7, Savage Opress. I feel like we need him to go with our Clone Wars Darth Maul now. Of course, he'd be a deluxe. Yeah, sure. I'd happily pay however much they want to do for Savage Opress. Number 6, going back to the sequels, Palpatine Life Force version, End of Rise of Skywalker. It's such a great look with the red underneath, maybe some yellow eyes or something. I can't remember exactly if his eyes were yellow in that part of the movie, but that would be amazing. Number 5, Luke Skywalker on crate, because in my opinion, that's the best version of the sequel Luke. It's like the sequel. It could also be like he kind of flashbacked himself, so you could put him with a couple, like, I don't know, just like a younger Ben Solo if they ever did it or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Number 4, Chancellor Palpatine whenever he's in the battle versus Mace Windu, but it has to have an alternate head that's deformed, so you can like do in any, like, either way you want it. So before he gets electrocuted or after. It's just kind of crazy that we haven't gotten a prequel Palpatine yet. Number 3, this is a little high, I feel like, but I'm getting the Hot Toys version and I need it in 6-inch. The Darth Vader from Kenobi with the battle damage from the end.
That almost
the helmet
made my list.
Completely open.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Darth Vader's my favorite character. I wanted number 10, or I think it was an honorable mention, I can't remember, but it used to be the Rebels version, like just give me a Rebels one with, but I want the full mask, like blistered open, how it is in Kenobi, a detailed Anakin burnt up head sculpt underneath.
Yeah. Well, we also just need a new Vader, like from the ground up, like new legs. Yeah. Like they've used the same Vader legs since that 2014 Vader. Like he just like, I know they're not bad or anything, but just give us a whole new Vader from the ground up. Yeah,
for sure. Like I need that in the Black Series. Yeah. Number 2, we're going back to the prequels. Super Battle Droid. It's like it's time. Hasbro, it is time. It's been in the Mandalorian. You can make it. We're coming up on the Clone War era anniversary. Like this is the year. If this isn't the year, then I don't know what is, if I'm being honest. So, and then number 1, Droideka. We talked about this last week, about how posable we would need it. But then over the last 2 weeks, I was thinking Hasbro's not going to make it if they can't make it a toy. So it's going to have to be because they make toys, so they're not going to make a statue. So Droideka's number 1 on my list for sure. Like I would love a Super Battle Droid, but I want a Droideka a little bit more, so that's why it's number 1. So yeah, there we go. Honorable mention Deluxe, Anakin with Pod Racer. I couldn't, I need a pod racer, so had to throw that in. Sure. You're up.
Well, for my top 10, it's going to go watch it on my channel. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, but you can get a fuller list with fuller thoughts if you want to go watch that on my channel. Subtle plug. But so I went all over the place. I started with a little ROTJ because it is the 40th anniversary. And kind of, I spread the love around as much as I could for things that I want to see coming out this year. But I don't know if we'll see any of this. So we'll see. Well, one thing I'm pretty sure. Anyways.
I've watched your YouTube list, and I feel like we're not going to see much of it, if I'm being honest.
No, I agree. I purposefully made this list because I feel like every list I make,
there's always one or two.
There's always sometimes 3 or 4. Like last year was 4 figures that came out. I put Cad Bane on my 2020 list with no idea that, I didn't know he was even rumored. I don't think he had been rumored. He just suddenly like, oh, we're getting a Cad Bane out of nowhere. Cool. Like I put that on my list as like a Hail Mary. So we'll see. But number 10 is Hammerhead or Memonadon, however you want to say that name. I feel like what this could be is any Cantina patron, really. Like I'm always down for more Cantina patrons. But if I had to choose one, that's the one that I would choose. But it could easily go to like Muftak or Boshek or really. I mean, I love Cantina guys. So we got the Cantina
The Daveronian guy.
Yeah, that
would be
guy, all of those, yeah. Heck, give me Lax Sivrak, give me Wolfman, I don't care.
The Wolfman? I like the Wolfman a lot.
Give us the Wolfman. They took him out. They took him out of the movie, but I still want him. Number 9 is Bespin Leia, because it's the only original trilogy Leia that we haven't had, and it's my favorite outfit of hers.
It'd be a good one.
Yeah. And even though Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie, this is the only Empire Strikes Back figure I have on this list. Number 8 from Return of the Jedi, Reese, or really same thing as Hammerhead. It's like any Jabba's Palace guy, but if I had to choose one, Reese is my guy. That like 3-eyed monstrosity, love him. Number 7 is Agent Kallus from Rebels. I don't care if he's the Imperial version or the Rebel version from season 4. We just need a Kallus. Like, I just want a Kallus.
I want the Empire version. Those chops, man. Those chops.
Yeah,
are good.
the chops are good
with the helmet. That
with
helmet
the helmet that covers
the
chops protecting helmet.
Yeah, who cares about the face? You just need to protect the chops.
Gotta protect the chops. Yeah. Number 6 is the Super Battle Droid, and this is the only one on this list. I'm pretty sure
way too low. I'm way too low.
Hey, it's my list.
I know.
It's my list.
This is like the year, though, right? Am I wrong?
Honestly, no.
It has to be.
And that's one of the reasons why it's so low on the list. Is I'm so sure it's coming out. Like, I didn't want to put it too high.
It's got to be either this year or 2025 because of Revenge of the Sith anniversary.
Yeah, no, I feel like you're right though. It's been in so many things. It's been in Mandalorian. Like, and if they released a version of it in all those boxes, I would buy every one.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's deluxe or not. I still would buy it. So number 5 and 4. I know, but for the people listening, I went a little crazy, a little out there. I thought, what's just a wild card pick. Something that no one would ever really put on there, but some people, when they think about it, they go, you know what? I would like that. And that's Stellan Gios, and the number 4 is Avar Kriss, both from the High Republic, which I've read a couple of the books and I really enjoy them. They're fun. It's an interesting and different depiction of the Jedi. They have a super cool look about them, like Stellan Gios' lightsaber. Yeah, the gold on the robes and stuff. Stellan Gios' lightsaber is badass. Like, it would just be cool to have something from the High Republic represented in physical form on my collection. Also,
a point about that is, I haven't read any of the books, but the character models do look pretty neat.
They do. Yep.
And with the Acolyte coming up, they would fit with those perfectly.
That's honestly kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't know if these guys are going to show up in the Acolyte or not, because it's a High Republic era show.
Yeah.
So, if that's coming to physical media, there's a chance we could get this stuff. So I don't think it's super out there, but if they don't show up in the Acolyte, they probably won't have figures. But I think we will get something from
Acolyte's going to be a little after, like the end of the High Republic era. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's like right after.
It's like still before the Phantom Menace, but it's not like 100 years ago, like the books are based off of.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 3 is my one gaming greats want to see on here, and that's Kyle Katarn, because Dark Forces is my jam. It's better than The Force Unleashed for all you youngins out there. That's the only Star Wars game you really knew growing up. Like, Dark Forces, all of them, way better. And Kyle Katarn is way cooler than Starkiller. I'm just gonna say that. I don't even care. Kyle Katarn he was not only in the Dark Forces games, he was also in like expanded universe books. So Kyle Katarn is where it's at. Number 2 and number 1 are both figures that were on last year's not the same spot, but close spots. But number 2 is Embo, my favorite of the bounty hunters that hasn't been made, because Cad Bane was my favorite. But now that Cad Bane's been made, I want Embo.
Oh yeah, for sure. We gotta get Embo.
Especially if he came with his little dog. Like, the dog would be cool too. It's not a deal breaker if he doesn't, but my preference is that he does.
Well, maybe they can do like a pack with it, and then the solo figure without
they
it.
were like if they did like the I was gonna say if they did the like a convention exclusive with the dog, yeah. And then number 1, Pong Krell, because I knew it. He's my number 1. I love the Umbara arc. He was the main bad guy from that. Mm-hmm. He wasn't exactly wrong in his reasoning. Like he knew. The guy knew.
You're not lying.
But you're not lying. He's a big old guy with 4 arms. He's basically a General Grievous, but like not a robot.
And like he's a bulky
and he's a big boy.
Yeah,
he's a big boy. He comes with 2 double-bladed lightsabers. Are you kidding me? Like that's gonna be badass.
Yeah, I absolutely love that arc. It's like my favorite arc in the whole Clone Wars. So it's kind of crazy that he's not on my top 10.
It was my favorite arc in all of Clone Wars until the Siege of Mandalore.
Yeah, the Siege of Mandalore.
The Siege of Mandalore is now my favorite arc. But until that came out, the Darkness of Umbara was my favorite arc.
Are you sure it's not the first 4 episodes of season 7? The Bad Batch not your favorite? No, the Bad
Batch was the first 4 episodes. The ones
maybe
the ones with the sisters, the sisters and Ahsoka. No, actually, my favorite before that was the one with the Padawans where
they go find their colors.
They find their crystals, and then they get attacked by Hondo, and then they go down and perform circus acts. Actually, before that, it was the one with just droids and that little guy.
What was his name? The sergeant guy.
Yeah, I don't remember any of their names anymore.
That was absolutely wild.
You know what? That was the arc where Gregor was introduced. So like, there's things to like about that arc, but it's not the best arc.
There were some like episodes where it was just like R2 and 3PO going on.
Yes, they're going on adventures or whatever. Yeah,
it's like, bro, come on, dude.
Or Wilbon says, or Jar Jar's arc with Mace Windu. Yeah, Master and Mace.
Tell me he's not Force sensitive after watching some of that stuff.
Oh, for sure. He also Jar Jar can get it.
Oh yeah,
Jar Jar fucks.
Oh yeah. For sure.
I'm sorry if you don't like swearing. I'm sorry, but I just like there's no other way to put that. Like that episode,
cuss all the time on here, so
that's true. Jar Jar was like I wasn't talking to you. I was talking about our listeners.
True. That's true. Well, but they like it. I cuss
Jar
all the time.
Jar was like, yo, what's up, girl? What?
He's pimping.
He's
trying it out.
He was straight playing.
I feel like we should make for a couple of maybe not next episode, maybe not the one after that, but we got to make like a top 5 figures that we want that Hasbro could do 100% reuse on, or like 90% reuse. You know? Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
That was actually suggested to us like a year ago by a listener, and we never did it.
Oh,
so I think we should get around to it.
Whoopsie! Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
We'll start thinking
suggested
about
that. You did a good job. Compromise. That was the word I was trying to think of way back at the beginning of the episode. Yeah. Compromise.
So
anyways,
cut this out and insert it.
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna randomly 2 hours later just say the word compromise.
So you want to go over the Bad Batch episode 3 real quick?
Yeah, I haven't seen 4 yet, and 4 just came out yesterday. But 3,
you're not missing a whole lot. It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's the same thing. The first 2 episodes, they were entertaining, but they weren't like groundbreaking or anything.
Yeah.
But episode 3. Was one of those episodes where like this is a special episode. Like there's a couple episodes from the first season, like the one where Cad Bane and Fennec Shan are fighting over Omega, or the one where, and I think it's the same episode, the one where Crosshair is like chasing him through Braca. Like those were cool episodes. Or like this finale when they're on when Camino gets destroyed, like things like that.
Yeah. And even like the opener where it shows Palpatine
the opener was really cool.
Yes,
the opener was really cool. So there's it's like a couple of really, really good episodes mixed in with some fun episodes. Like they're fine.
But I feel like we haven't had like a truly like a special episode, and this one, like I feel like was it. You know, I feel like this is like the
well,
top.
it's the first time we've seen Commander Cody since Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, and we need a black and white Cody in Black Series.
Post Order 66. I guess we've never seen a post Order 66 Commander Cody ever. So it was nice seeing what happened, that Cody still exists. Post Order 66, like he didn't die on Utapau. Yeah. He just kind of disappears. You know, we never really hear from him. He's wearing that gray armor, which again we definitely need a figure of. 100%.
100%. Yeah.
100% need a toy.
Put a head sculpt
Cody.
under it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather do swappable helmets, but we know they're not doing that. So.
Yeah. But it was just a really well done episode. You know, it kind of confirms that you know what? Crosshair is he's just kind of a fascist bitch.
Oh yeah.
Like,
he's just an asshole.
Like Crosshair is just he doesn't have his chip in him anymore. He's literally just a fascist. Whereas Cody's like, he still has his chip in him. But even he's like, I'm kind of questioning what we're doing. Like, you know, they're going up trying to. He realizes that the Empire is basically, they are invading these people's worlds. Like, it's cool to see. Okay, they're a former separatist planet. They've got battle droids still because they were separatists. You know, up until a few months ago, that was like a legit thing. You know. And suddenly the Empire is in here like, we're rescuing you. And they're like, from what? We're good. Like, we don't need you. And nope, we're rescuing you. And then it was just really interesting to see how Cody
dealt with
that played out for Cody. Yeah. Cody versus Crosshair. Like, you know, how they reacted to it.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see what they do with Cody after this. Like, are they gonna? Because in the trailer, Rex goes to the Bad Batch saying, "I got a mission for you." So I wonder if maybe like Cody will be captured by Rampart.
I think so.
And then they're like, "All right, bet we got to go get Cody."
Yeah, because all they said at the end was he went AWOL after the mission was done, which we obviously saw that he didn't like the way the mission ended. That they it's like that skit, like, are we the baddies?
Yeah,
you know,
are we the bad guys? Yeah.
Are we the baddies? So he kind of realized that maybe he wasn't on the good guy's side anymore and went AWOL, but we never really saw anything there. So I definitely think his story is not done for the season, for sure. Yeah,
I'm really hoping that Rex and Cody kind of start leading like a clone rebellion, and then we eventually get that clones versus stormtroopers. Like,
oh, that would be so good. Maybe, that'd be so rad.
And then, of course, the Empire has to win. You know,
of course, yeah. We know how that goes. Yeah,
yeah. But it'd be so cool to see it, you know, play out, because that happened in the Battlefront 2 game. Because they said, "Oh, we got that whole thing where they had to kill our own brothers." That whole mission.
Yep.
Like, I'm so nostalgic for that. I want to see it. Like, I want to see it happen.
So yeah, it was really good. And if you haven't seen it, like. Yeah. Even knowing what we've said before, it's still 100% worth watching and experiencing. It's crazy,
like, whenever they're going in, like they're sneaking in, and when you hear the droidicas before seeing them, like, you know that meme where Leonardo DiCaprio's like whistling and pointing at the screen?
Yeah, pointing at the screen. Yeah.
I heard the droidicas, and I was like, droidicas, and then
droidicas,
they popped
coming
up. Yeah. They popped up and started blasting, you know, like. That was badass, like hearing them before you see them, and you instantly know as a Star Wars fan, oh, we're about to see droidicas, like they're back. So
you know that was exciting. Sound, that roly clinky sound, that
was exciing.
Yeah, so
Wilbon, that was really definitely one of the better missions in that Battlefront. Yeah. You want to chat about Mandalorian Season 3 trailer real quick?
Well, first of all. Should be called how R5 got his motivator back, because that boy is finally going on adventures.
Yeah, so now the best thing is whenever they eventually do a HasLab Starfighter, Mandalorian Starfighter.
Oh, definitely. We can get a
put
R5 in there. Yeah.
Hopefully you get a new one, an accurate size one, but we can get another R5.
Ooh, maybe that would go. Oh, that's a good one. Look at you.
Yeah, look at that. So we got, also with the new body we got, they can get the new head, they can re-release it in Mandalorian packaging. Yep. Or you can just take the one you got now, just put it on your Mandalorian shelf.
Well, we're getting a brand new Mando, so I'd want the new Mando to come with it. But I would want a cloth cape. Hasbro, please give Mando a cloth cape. He has a jetpack, and even in the show, you can see that he has to like drape the cape over the jetpack, like it goes over the jetpack. But you can't do that with the toy. You have to make a choice: backpack or cape. And like backpack's way cooler, but without the cape, he doesn't look right.
Yeah, this is how it should be. I bought this from OT Customs, maybe. I might be butchering who I bought it from, but look at that. Cloth cape.
The cloth cape.
And it's shredded on the bottom.
Exactly. And heck, make it wired. Why not? Especially if it comes with like a HasLab. Like that, there's two ideas I have for the HasLab. That Naboo fighter from the Mando is one, and then the ATST is the other. And those are the only right now. I think those are I won't say those are the only ones I'll accept, but I think those are the best from my perspective as a casual fan who doesn't
those
really
are the top
know.
two.
I feel like those are easily the top two that are obtainable and doable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's really good timing that we got that Death Watch Mando new mold, because I'm ready for the repaints of all those Mandalorians.
Oh, so many Mandos. Oh, I am ready. So many Mandos.
I am ready for the repaints.
Yeah. So there's so many good scenes in that. Like, I mean, we got Grogu throwing down with force powers, like pushing that dude around, like looking all mad, and
we got another Order 66 flashback. Which
we have another Order 66 flashback.
It looks like it's showing a door getting cut in half. Is that Anakin? Is Anakin going to come through there?
Who knows?
Cut down some Jedi? And it would make sense because they have Anakin doing Order 66 flashbacks in Kenobi already. They could have easily just recorded another 2 minutes of, or 30 seconds of whatever to throw in that. Because he's also going to be in Ahsoka, so he's doing that. So
easily.
Another scene that popped out was, what was it?
Did you watch the version on Disney Plus, because it has like an extra.
I saw there was an extra scene, and I saw it on Twitter. There was it was of a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, Star Destroyer on Coruscant,
kind of parked or something. Yeah. Coruscant. I'm hoping we see like something from Palpatine on, or not. That's like something like rebuilding like the First Order.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely scenes where he's flying a Mando fighter, which looked cool.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Getting chased by TIE fighters.
Yeah. I'm like, we're going to see TIE fighters. Whew. Definitely, we got more. Was it Carson Teva? Is that his name? The Paul Lee's character? The
Republic officer.
Yeah.
He was wearing a Rancor patch, which is.
Saw that.
Incredibly confusing. Like, why has he got a Rancor patch? But it's pretty cool, I suppose.
Maybe he's part of Rancor Squad or something like that.
Rancor Squad.
I don't know.
So that's going to be sad. The Rancor we get in Black Series is going to be a patch on some dude's chest.
And then I loved seeing Grief Karga every season so far. It's like he's evolved as a Pokemon, where like he gets more and more resplendent. Like his robe gets bigger and more elaborate as he goes. I dig that. I like that.
Yeah. He's like that. You sent that in our chat, right? He's evolving.
Yeah.
That's really good. But his outfit looks cool. I like his. He looks a lot better than he did in season 1.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, even the season, like the difference between the season 2 and the season 1 figure are like night and day, just in terms of like how much it looks like Carl Weathers.
Do you think Cara Dune's going to be back?
No. Someone was saying that beginning was they were at Cara Dune's funeral.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. That is so good. But I thought there were rumors that her and Disney and Lucasfilm were getting back on the right page.
Well, I feel like it's too late at this point.
Maybe.
Unless they got back on the right page a long time ago and it's just now coming out. Like the season's been filmed for a while.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think so.
You think Luke will be back?
Will Bond says she went back to her home planet. Yeah. Which is Alderaan, which blew up.
Oh god.
Do I think Luke will be in it? I think so. Honestly,
yeah,
I think he will be. I think we'll see Ahsoka again. I think they'll have some kind of tie-in to the Ahsoka show, which means that we'll probably get an episode with Hera. I'm guessing that we'll get an episode with like Hera.
Maybe cool.
Not
like
maybe
Sabine.
Not all
maybe
of them.
Sabine.
Yeah, maybe Sabine. I think definitely Hera.
I think Sabine would be more likely since she might be.
You're right because they were
Mandalorian.
Yeah, you're right because they were at the end of Rebels together. You're right.
And she's
Sabine
a previous dark saber
and
holder.
She's a Mandalorian. Okay, you're right. Sabine would probably make the better option if it's not both. If I had to choose, like one episode to kind of be like the backdoor pilot to the Ahsoka show as like the spinoff point. Yeah, I think probably Sabine. But it'd be cool if Hera and Sabine were there.
Yeah,
but I don't want Ezra. Like I want Ezra to come into it like in the Ahsoka show.
Yeah, I just think
that makes sense.
I want a scene where Luke is like Ezra and Ahsoka, like he's with them at the same time, and Luke's like, "Bro, where the hell were you guys when I was fighting Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader?"
Right?
Like I'm fighting the two Sith Lords in the galaxy, and you Jedi or you like Force users, quote unquote not Jedi, are just running around, like frolicking around the galaxy while I'm out here fighting the big battle. Come on now.
Yeah, I think Thrawn could be in it since he was name dropped in season 2. It would be cool. Like people would be able to like, that's Thrawn, huh? Oh, okay. Like for the normies that haven't watched Rebels or don't know, who Thrawn is.
Yeah, so. I think it'd be cool because we saw that little Snoke preview. Yeah. Like they're definitely trying to build something.
Yeah, they're dropping hints and inklings and
if like Thrawn is the leader of that, and he's working directly for this Palpatine clone or whatever. I think it'd be kind of sick.
Yeah. So we'll see. Definitely looking forward to it. Season 3. So that starts on March 1st. So we have essentially 2 more episodes of this show, not counting this one. So all of February, and then, right? Yeah, we'll record on probably the 2nd and then the 16th. And then the next one after that is March 2nd. So we'll have seen the first episode or however many I don't know if it's like first episode or 2.
Yeah, I bet they'll announce they're doing well, I guess since there's only 8 episodes, I think for Mandalorian they don't usually do 2.
They'll probably just do one.
They just do one.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like a limited series, whereas like Obi-Wan, they did the first like 2 episodes on the opening day, and Andor, they did the first 3 episodes on the first day.
Yeah, and with Kenobi, they did 2 on Friday and then 1 on Wednesday.
Yeah, you're right. So
within a week, it was like halfway over.
Yeah,
and
we got like half the series.
Halfway over already.
Yeah, you're right. We did. You're right.
So I remember that kind of sucked. Like we're halfway through, and I want to kind of
halfway through the series
this for a little longer.
Yeah.
But whatever. Any other thoughts you want to get out there about Bad Batch or the Mando trailer?
No, I'm just I think I'm okay with Bad Batch just being fine. Like not everything has to be mind blowing all the time. If everything's mind blowing all the time, you just kind of get used to it. So I'm okay with just like a quote unquote filler episode. Like it doesn't have to be nonstop awesome all the time. Like just give me some Star Wars. I just like being in the world. That's kind of back in the regular days of TV when you get like a 24 episode show, they had time to flesh out characters because you had like 20 episodes of something to get through, and he had a lot of time for these filler episodes, just kind of these flavor episodes. Like, let's get to know this character a little bit better. Let's get to know this character a little bit better. Like, let's focus on these. Whereas when you only have like 10 episodes, you have to fit everything into there, so you don't get as much time. So it doesn't feel like maybe things are earned because you're not with them as long as you would have been for like a normal TV show. So I kind of miss the days of like, that's why I think Bad Batch is like 16 episodes this year or the season.
I think it's 16, and then you can easily
Andor was 12.
Yeah, Andor was 12. Bad Batch I think is 16 or 17, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like these like Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, like either make them really short so like they're movies, or give us a lot more.
I agree. I agree.
Like I feel like 6 or 7 episodes is just it's a weird number of episodes.
Because like you can't really dive fully in, but you can't flesh it out enough.
Yeah,
which is kind of a problem the Kenobi show had.
Yeah,
because the Kenobi show was they just did a second Leia rescue in a 3-episode period, and it's like,
right,
really, like,
cool. There's a couple episodes in between there, or there was just one Leia rescue. Like, either rescue her once or rescue her twice, but put some time in between those 2 rescues.
Yeah, and like we could have had like that second rescue episode, instead of being a rescue episode, it could have been like you could have had Kenobi not even in it and just do like a Grand Inquisitor Darth Vader episode.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
Do a Darth Vader episode where he's just like being a boss to the Inquisitors and like telling them what they need to do.
Show us the daily office life.
Yeah. Show them submitting their reports to Vader like on a timely manner.
That's right.
Punching the clock in and out, like
make it like an office episode.
Well, yeah, like Darth Vader storms in like he did when he was choking out Reva. She's like, "I'm on lunch break right now, dude. We need to see stuff like that." But yeah, they could have fleshed it out a little further, or just make it a movie and not worry about all that extra
either
stuff.
Shorter with less stuff, so it's all more to the point, or longer, so it feels more fleshed out. Yeah.
Did you finish your rewatch of Book of Boba?
I did. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not the greatest thing, but like it's fun. It's fun Star Wars. It's just enjoyable to watch. Like it's definitely not groundbreaking. There's definitely some silly moments here and there, but like nothing that's out of character for Star Wars silly. Star Wars has been silly since Star Wars. There's always been silly parts in Star Wars. You got Jar Jar stepping on poop. In
the original, you got Han Solo chasing stormtroopers down
Han
a
Solo
hallway.
chasing stormtroopers down a hallway, or in Empire Strikes Back, R2 getting eaten by a swamp monster and spit out. Like, you're lucky you don't taste very good.
Yeah. I wish. That's cut out of the movie, right?
They changed the line.
I wish that one was kept in.
They changed it to "you were lucky to get out of there" versus "it's lucky you don't taste very good."
I wish they would have kept that in.
Way better line.
Yeah, I wish.
Why did they change it? That was one of my favorite lines. Was you're lucky the droids don't taste very good. You are, but no. Now it's just like, oh, you're lucky to get out of there.
It's kind of bland,
Thanks, Luke. Jerk. Go eat your Tic Tacs and biscotti like hard bread pieces from your weird kit.
Yeah. I'm gonna rewatch. I did the first episode, but I'm gonna try to finish Book of Boba Fett, and then I want to do season 2 of Mando again before season 3.
You know what I was thinking about with Book of Boba Fett specifically, because it popped up. With Star Wars, by the time I got into Star Wars, like in the mid '90s, Star Wars had already been like out for 20 years. So there was time for people to like flesh out weird stuff. So if I went to be like, oh, who is this character? I could find the answer in like a book or the internet wasn't really big, but it still existed, and I can find out information if I wanted to about what people's names were. But since all this stuff is so new, they don't have a lot of this stuff fleshed out yet. So I was like, in that first episode, I'm like, what the heck is this monster on Tatooine? This Goro 4-armed lizard monster, and it's literally called Tatooine Sand Beast.
Yeah.
Like, Like that's not a name. That's a description, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to the day where we have names and backstories for all this stuff. Like, what's the client's name? You know, Werner
I was about to
Herzog,
say,
like,
a lot of Mandalorian stuff we just get.
What's his name? Or the Mithril guy. He doesn't have a name. He's just called, even on his toy, just the Mithril. What's his name? You know, and that was true in the 70s, too. You had things like Walrus Man and Hammerhead. Like, these aren't the characters' names. They're descriptions of what they look like, which is fine, but that's not their name.
Yeah.
But eventually they all got names and backstories and stuff like that. So I'm kind of looking forward to when that happens, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I think that squad, what do they call themselves? The mods.
Yeah, the mods.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's like a good idea. You know, people, because... You know, in Star Wars, you always see, like, oh, Luke gets his arm cut off, but then, like, 4 days later, he's got a new one.
He's got a new one. He's got a robot arm.
There has to be people out there that do that
100%.
specifically.
Are you telling me? Are you telling me in a world where you could have a robot hand that functions just like your regular hand? Like, it still feels pain, you can still grab stuff, but it could have cool attachments that you wouldn't want that operation? Like, at some level... I would at least think about it.
Oh, I would do it. Yeah, I would do it. For sure.
Like, Luke didn't get his until he had to. Obviously, he got it cut off, lost his hand. Boom, he gets a robot hand. But there's statistically some people out there that will be like, nope, I want to be half robot. Like, this is my choice. I want to be a cyborg.
Grievous.
Grievous? Yeah.
Grievous. And then Darth Vader is just a technological advancement.
Exactly.
Kind of
Darth Vader's
not to the extreme, but...
Yeah. Well, every one of his limbs is robotic. Like, that's just how that works.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Yep, 100%.
100%.
So, well, you ready to head on out of here? Grab some dinner?
Let's do that.
Mike, I'll see you at the dinner table.
Yep. Wilbon says the mods are so goofy. They're totally something George Lucas would imagine, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Nothing about that doesn't feel like Star Wars. And here's the thing I thought of today. A lot of Star Wars fans. Now, I'm not saying all. I'm not even saying, I'm not going to say a lot. I'm just going to say there are Star Wars fans who think that they are base, but they are basic. And they think everything is a lot cooler than it really is. They think everything is a lot more serious than it really is.
I agree. Yep.
Star Wars is goofy. Star Wars is fun, space, fantasy. It's not even science fiction. It is space fantasy. Those mods, yeah, they were goofy. Yeah, that one guy did a weird spin move, sure. But you know what? It sure felt like Star Wars. And if you don't think so, I really genuinely feel like you don't know Star Wars.
I will say, though, they could have used George Lucas's faster, more intense. Hey, there was a cat. On that little speeder bike thing that wasn't it.
That was a very low speed chase.
That was like, come on, we need faster, more intense on this.
Sure, you know what? But still, it was. No, I mean, not everything's a winner. Not everything lands perfectly.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, it doesn't ruin it. It doesn't ruin it.
Especially on this stuff that doesn't work with the movie budget. You know, that they just have to deal with the time that they have.
Yes. Yeah.
And like the budget they're given, like.
But it's also supposed to be a little campy. Like, this was modeled after Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers. Like those serial 40s, 30s, 20s like movies that you would see, like black and white, everything's super campy, super goofy. That's what these were modeled after.
That's why I kind of like there was a lot of backlash of the Kenobi putting Leia under the coat.
Yeah,
but I was like one of the only people I knew that was like, I'm kind of into that because they would have done that in the 1977 movie.
100%.
Like, that's what they would have done because people with helmets on.
I can see Chewbacca wearing a big old trench coat.
Right?
Skywalker. Get Princess Leia under there so they don't see her. Like, he's got a big old hat. If it works for Ninja Turtles. You know?
I mean, Luke literally says with the helmet on, I can't see it.
Is a thing. Yeah.
I can't see a thing in this thing.
Exactly. These are supposed to be goofy with a mix of Akira Kurosawa in there. And, you know, just it's just fine. Just accept it. It is what it is. Zach's putting on his Stormtrooper helmet.
I can't see a thing in this helmet.
He can't see a thing.
It is actually really hard to like. My eyes don't line up with the.
What? Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, my eyes don't line up with the
with the viewers, the viewfinders, the little windows.
There we go. That's
lenses.
not bad. This one's a lot easier to take off.
Yeah, than the Darth Vader. For the people that didn't listen to the last episode, actually, I cut it out. I cut it out of the regular episode because it didn't work visually, but I put it for free on our YouTube channel. But there was a moment in the last episode where Justin put on the Darth Vader helmet that he just got, and he couldn't get it back off. It was like a 3-minute chunk of the episode where because he doesn't have his headphones on, so he can't hear us.
He couldn't hear us.
He couldn't hear anything we're saying. He's just literally sitting in his chair in the dark, slumped in defeat with the Darth Vader mask on because he can't get it back off. It was so good. So I highly encourage you, if you're listening to this, go check out our YouTube channel. We have some older episodes on there that you can watch if you want to, but we have that clip, and it is gold. And I cut it out of the audio episode because it doesn't work.
It doesn't work
without the visual.
Yeah.
But I wanted it for free on there. I wanted people to see it.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
But then, to prove a point, at the beginning of this episode, during the Patreon only section of this episode, Zach put on his Darth Vader helmet and had the same thing happen.
It was tough to get off. I didn't take 2 minutes.
No, you didn't.
I was getting a little nervous because you start pulling on it and it doesn't budge, and you're like, I'm actually going to be stuck in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm actually going to be stuck in this and look like an idiot on camera. And then I was in it for like a minute maybe before I decided to take it off. I'm like, I started taking off, and it was like, I felt like I was about to start sweating because it got hot in there. So I couldn't imagine Justin trying to get out of it for like 3 minutes or whatever.
Oh, no, he was in there for a while. And when he took his off, he was like covered in sweat.
Yeah.
So it was good stuff. It was good stuff. Anyways, so if you're listening to this, if you made it this far through the episode, go check that out on our YouTube channel.
It's
subscribe
fabulous.
there if you want to as well, because we sometimes will just post older stuff for free for content. But if you want to see the newest content, like a video version of this, you can head over to our Patreon and sign up there. Starting at $5 a month, you can watch our episodes and see them, see what we look like when we talk. If you want to.
We would greatly appreciate any, show support you want to do. We're actually, we agreed to do another giveaway at 50.
That's true.
I think we're only going to do one figure each. So we'll give away 2 figures. We just gave away like 12 or something
for Christmas.
Crazy.
We gave away 12. We just finalized who's getting what. So the people that have won stuff, you haven't received it yet. We haven't sent it out yet because it took us this long from December to figure out who's getting what, because we had 12. We had to go through 14 winners until we got everyone who wanted something, because 2 people that won absconded and donated down to the next person.
Yeah. So all mine are boxed up. I just gotta physically go to the post office. So I'll get those. I'm hoping to get those out. I'm hoping to get mine out by the end of the week or something. Hopefully this weekend. Tomorrow
or Saturday. This weekend, yeah.
So we're at 48 Patreon members. 2 more, and we'll do another giveaway. So we appreciate absolutely any show support you want to do. Also, if you want to support the show, go to our merch. You can get a Fine Editions shirt.
Sure.
I would highly recommend that. Follow us on Twitter.
We also have an RIP Rancor shirt.
RIP Rancor is also a good one. Follow us on Twitter at TBS Cantina. I would greatly appreciate if you joined our Facebook group. It's growing. We got a lot of cool people posting in there. It's pretty positive overall. That's just called Black Series Cantina. And then also you can send us an email if you like, blackseriescantina@gmail.com. The easiest way to get in contact is with me, just email on Instagram. I talk to people on there quite a bit.
Yep.
Mike, you got any upcoming videos, plugs you want to make?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just posted some top 10 lists for 2022 and wish list for 2023. I've got a couple videos in the works for the figures I just got of Wave 30, whatever. that we just got.
34?
35.
No, 35.
Yeah, so
35 is
35.
yeah.
35 is what I've got, yeah. So I've got some stuff coming out. And I've also got, for the people that care, I've got a Bots and Shots coming out. So it's been a year since we've done Bots and Shots because I'm old and I can't handle my liquor like I used to. So we took a year off. But we're back.
When are me and you going to get drunk on a Black Series Cantina?
I don't know. I guess we could. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that off the air.
2-year anniversary.
There you go. We'll see.
We'll drink.
We'll make it a real party.
And we'll have Patreon members on again. But we'll also be drinking.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, you can check out my YouTube channel at Mike. It's Mike Case. You can follow me on the Twitter at Mike Case. You can follow me on Instagram at Trusty Sidekick. And then I'm also on the TikTok at Mike Case 82. Because 82 was the year I was born. Just in case you were curious where the 82 came from. Yeah.
He's an old head.
I'm an old head.
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the Star Wars Black Series. And Wilbon says, "Get out the spotchka." So that's how we'll close it.
There you go. Get out the spotchka. Bye.